All right, stream a little bit of the old Stormworks here. Trying to get some more war vehicles going here. And so a lot of the career builds here is going to be set for industrial frontiers. So what I want to do is get my SU-24 back in. Where are you at, 24? So here's my fencer. So a lot of stuff got ripped out because I was using Thales Aviation Mod Pack. I am no longer using Thales Aviation Mod Pack. It's a great mod pack. The issue is just that I'm trying not to use mods, and so I need to try to figure out something for this gear. Bring up an SU-24 picture. I had some good diagrams, but I don't have them on right now. So let's look at the SU-24. And I'm looking at some pics here. Kind of look at the gear here. They're double wheels. Thales Mod Pack had really good double wheels. They have kind of a strange articulation, so this is very difficult for this plane because they kind of go in and then back and up and in, so they're a little bit weird. So I need to try to figure something out for that. So I'm going to kind of keep that as reference material, and I'm going to try something really quick. This probably maybe won't work. We'll see. So this was mostly done, but because again I ended up screwing with it, I ended up taking off the mods. I ended up having to redo a bunch. So let's go ahead and try. Hopefully these. See that fits pretty good. If we look at the reference material again. Trying to see if I can get them side by side. You can kind of see that's not proportionally too bad. They're definitely small, but they're not bad. So if I can work with those, that's going to be the most convenient and easy. And so I kind of want easy at the moment. So I need to do some gear test. I'm going to definitely do some gear stuff here. How are we looking for? Is that below the ones in the back? I can't tell. Let me spawn it. That's not bad. I want it to sit nose high a little bit, so they are pretty spindly gear as it is on the real ones. This actually doesn't look too bad like this. Of course, I like Thales better, but not too bad. Gonna need a lot of cockpit rework. All right, so let's do a test bench for the gear. And if I get a test bench going for the gear, I can redo the gear because I have the gear going. I think I even have a YouTube video of me doing the gear on the original one. But this is how I usually do gear, is I just kind of build some fake jack stands here, like you would in real life. You'd put them on jack stands to test gear. And do I have a gear button that's connected? Who knows? Let's spawn it and see. Go in for an electricity. I don't know if I have electricity on or off on this. This was all flying and pretty close, maybe 70%. And I had to do a bunch of stuff. So what's that? Throttle lever. I don't know what that goes to. There's throttle lever there. Master power. Okay. All right, so the mains went in fine. That's pretty good. The mains are weird. This one is a timing. This one's just too long. Okay, that's fine. So let's shorten this up a little bit. The mains went in though, so that's pretty good. Let me do this. Let's go up one. See if I can't get this to go in. Let me shut off my messages for a little while here so I don't get pinged constantly. Let's put myself on Do Not Disturb while I'm on here so I don't get bing, bing, bing. Okay, thank you, Endo, for putting that message on. I appreciate that. Thanks, Endo. And so let's see. Again, it's always tough when you get a build mostly done, and then it wants to misbehave, or, you know, you end up having to redo some stuff. So there is, so this gear needs to come in here. I ripped the doors out. The doors had some mod parts in them. The thing that's a pain is I have to kind of jump up here and jump down. So these are actually really neat. You see what? Let me do this here really quick. So, kind of see if I can't show the gear. So let me grab this panel here. So this is kind of a cool Soviet jet. They still use them. They usually, if they talk about like a jet out harassing Navy ships, that's usually they send the Fencer. It's an impressive aircraft. So let's go ahead and spawn. So let's watch the gear go up. The mains are kind of the main attraction. They're really kind of I don't want them to be that fast. Why are they so fast? Oh, I sped them up because when you have the wind blowing on them, they tend to need a little bit of speed to counter, especially these. These fold forward, and these have a lot of articulation points. So let me see if I can't. What are these on? Yeah, so these are 5s. I won't screw them too much. Until I kind of figure out what I'm doing here, but you see how those are giggling me. Let's see. All right, so I need to get that. I should be able to just push that back one. It's kind of the height I want, so I don't want to screw with the height too much. See if I can't. I have plenty of room here. Let's do this. Let me quickly cut this and yank this. So I just need to fix the fronts, and then I need to redo gear door. I think these are all set up. Like I use the large pivots because you can read the current position. So essentially, when the gear is in a certain position, it tells the doors to either open or close, and that way you don't have to time it, which is nice. Let's just push this back for now. What is this? Okay, that's that. Let me see. Let's go ahead and we'll go overboard a little bit on pushing this back, and then if I need to push it back forward, I can. So let's go 2 back. Where's the gun? So I can't go past the gun anyway. So this is a rotary autocannon. IRL, it's on the other side. The weapons officer sits on the right side. But because, most of the time I'm flying by myself, I don't really need the weapons officer. I kind of want the gun on my side so it aligns with me. There we go. So that's in. So that's awesome. So that worked out pretty easily. The gear is multi-phase, multi-function, so that's nice. The pivots should be connected and working. I just need to put doors on them. So let's go ahead and set these up. So what do we have? We have a 3. We have a 2 there. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep symmetry on for a second. This will go here. And then, no. What I'll do is, this is when I need a 1x3 is what I really need. Let's undo that. These wedges have, the collisions on the wedges are not, they kind of stay with the wedge, so you can do something like this. I don't want it that long though. So let's go. Okay, so let's go like this, and then one side will have, bump this out. Oh, don't do that. Get out of there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And then this here will go across there. Okay. So I think these are all set up to move. Let's, I'm going to slow the gear way down. So I'll keep note. This was up at like a 4. Let's go down to a 0.1. I want these to go really slow. Again, I'm using, what's actually commanding the gear is the position, or what's commanding the doors is the position of the gear, so you don't have to you know, nothing's timed, so I don't have to change the timing if I do it this way. And that's one of the nice things. Is so, for example, one of the issues with timing is if you're having the airflow and it's pushing against the gear, it will screw up your timing. Okay, so that works nicely. This I need to fix. That was just the HUD. That's needs to be redone at some point. All right, so nose wells are done. What are we looking at here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 2. So let's go ahead and go like that. And then grab some wedges here. I'm just going to put them in white and I'll repaint them later. All right, so those gear door will pop open and then they will close. So let's go ahead and spawn it and I'll show you here. Let's go ahead and drop. So the big thing that's going to kind of be a pain is Thales has really cool glass. So you see the doors going in. Okay, so they touch a little bit. I might XML edit something. They go in. It's not bad, though. I might leave them the way they are, but I can XML edit something if I want. So Thales has really cool glass. That's kind of one of the things I'm missing that from that mod pack. But Cod Cape has on the workshop a glass thing. So my gear is pretty set. I need to play with the speeds a little bit. Let's go ahead and save this. Let's do SU-24 Fencer rework. Okay. And so let's go ahead on the workshop. I thought I had it, but maybe I don't. Where is Steam Workshop? Okay, let's go ahead and find COD stuff. I think usually I can find COD. There he is right there. And did COD? Oh, okay, that's added to his favorites. I didn't think he made that. Let's see, workshop items. Did COD make this? I don't know, I have to look. No, he favorited it. Let me see. Items favorited. Okay, I don't want your favorites, COD. I want. There we go. I want some of COD's stuff. Right here, canopies. So I'll do COD Capes, canopies pack. So I have to try to get this to, try to get this looking all right, which it was really good Thales pack for making custom glass. This glass a little bit more different. This is SU-24. Let's see. All right, let's grab COD's pack and start looking at it. Where are you at? Where are you at? There you are. Okay. What is this? This is interesting. Oh, that collective hand? Okay, that's an edited pivot. Okay, the canopy is what I'm interested in here. I'm just going to grab them all and pull them for now. Have everything? Okay, that's everything. Let's see. Yeah, for those asking what this is an SU-24. Yeah, cut this really quick. Load it back in. All right, so let's go ahead and grab this. And this is going to be interesting trying to get this to work. I can't bring up the mod pack anymore. I had that mod in, a really good glass already in here. I kind of need to try to get canopy set up. So let's bring up a picture of the flankers canopy again. So if you look at the canopy, we have twin. It's a tandem configuration. You can kind of see the glass here. So these lift up. They're like gull wings. They go straight up, and then we have kind of just nose covering. So I'm going to try to work on the nose covering, and then this, even if I have to make this flat with default blocks, I'm not really too bothered with this part. It's the nose area that I kind of want to get right. So go in here, and I'm going to try to get this figured. So I have my fueling probe here too, so I don't want to screw with that all that much. I have to kind of see what I can get in here for nose pieces. Yeah, it's tough trying to reconfigure this whole thing. Let me see what I have for regular window blocks too. Try to start with this as much as I can. So I'm close to being able to do something like that. I would have to move my refueling probe. These could be cut out pretty easily. These don't need to be there. So let's cut all that for now. Let's start with some default stuff. If I can make default stuff work, I think it was like gray color. Won't be perfect, but kind of want to see what default looks like, and then as I can kind of get into CODS pack and see what I'm looking at there. So this is the best I could probably do, a standard block, something like that maybe. But let's kind of look at what we have here. A lot of bezels here, so don't see anything really sticking out to me yet that's going to help me on the front, maybe the back. Let's see where we at here. Let's do like a slope 1-3. Like here. Okay. All right, so I need to try to build off of this. Yeah, the glass, it leaves so much to be desired in the Stormworks. That's really kind of... That's one of the things that deflated me and didn't want me to really work on this one. Was it was just the glass is just... See, I could even square it off, and it might even be better. Go down one from here. Try to square it off. Yeah, see, this might even be better to square it off. You know, I don't like it as much as what I would have, but kind of stuck with what we have, and I don't want to spend too much time XMLing everything. Yeah, let me see. I might be able to get an angle in there. Let's check some. No. So let me see what I could do with some of COD stuff here. Try something like this. You know, this certainly doesn't have to be watertight, so that's certainly helpful. That's a little bit of a nice sharp angle. Let's try playing with this, getting this in there. The issue too is this is funky here, so but I see how this is very roughed out, so I can play with that and make that work for my needs. So let's put that there. I really didn't want a super flat glass on here, but I'm gonna kind of have to, I think. You know, if you've ever used Thales Pack, it's just you can make essentially really any custom shape. Am I rotating this? Where am I rotating this to? Nope. Sometimes it's tough with the XML pieces to rotate them correctly. I'm just gonna copy this again. I screwed the rotation up, and now I can't fix it. Yeah, see, it's not rotating like it normally would. It's rotating a little bit bizarrely. See, like is that? What's that? Yeah, see, like I'm struggling to get this to rotate correctly. Oh wow, this is all weirded out. Like it just doesn't want to invert properly. I think I have to grab this one. I think they might be set for one side. Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate that. All right, let's try to drag this one in. See, because I bet you can only use it on one side because I was doing all the flips and I could not get that to align properly. So let's see if I need this one. Nope, this is an inverted piece, so it's not that. All right, so before I even get into this too much, I'm going to start running into other problems here, I think, with the glass. As much as I want to use this pack, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I can always redo the cockpit at some point if I need to. So let's go ahead and go to 3-bys. Using these native parts, I know they're just going to work, as kind of miserable as these parts are. If I know they work, I can get this to function properly, and that's going to be the main thing for me. Is I want to have this function. If I'm fighting it the whole time, it's going to be just miserable. It's not going to be the way I want it, but you know, if it works, I'm happy. So I need a 2x3. Put that there. So you know, the cockpit was looking beautiful. If I had the mod pack still installed, I would show you guys what it looked like. But it's just like, you know, it was looking really good, and then I decided against the mods, and somewhat regretted it ever since. Let's just delete that out and delete that out. Delete that out. I'm going to reshape all that. So I need to XML something for my switches, which isn't a huge deal. But let's get the center window figured out here. So I want the biggest, probably this maybe. Yeah, right there. And then what's this interacting with the HUD? Okay, so it's interacting with the HUD, which the HUD is going to have to move anyways. HUD is going to go... See, I thought I had fixed some of the stuff already. HUD is going to go to right here. So the HUD moves one left, so that's going to be in the way no matter what. So I need to move these windows forward. That's just kind of the end of it, is these have to go forward by one block. And then I'll just change the shape here. That was one of the things that really demotivated me to work on this again, was was me deciding not to use Thales pack anymore. It was just so good, and then I was kind of dreading having to redo wing shapes. So bring back up the SU-24. As you can see, I have a very thin strut bezel, whatever you want to call it, right here and here. So I'm not going to want to do a full block. I'm going to want to do a regular window section. It's just going to look too bulky if I try to put in blocks. So windshield's going to be incredibly flat, which I'm not thrilled with, but I can change it later if I need to. So I'm going to go with a flat windshield, and then the cockpit can change quite a bit as necessary. So that fits there now, and then 1.3 is here. And so that's right in the middle. Where's the pilot seat? It's going to be right here. So the pilot seat's right there, so it's actually right in the middle of the HUD. That's fine. That will work for me. What I might do is this instead. Let's do this instead. Put that there, and then let's do 2x3s. So right there. And then that will, that's the wrong one. Where are we at here? Where am I at here? Is this the one? Yeah. There we go. Now the pilots are kind of looking through the center panes a little bit more. All right, and so these rotate up. So what I can do is, that's a 2-bys. Let's switch this out here for 1.3s. Let's go ahead and try to see where the pilots' heads are going to be. So I think the best thing to do is, I don't know what this goes to. Again, it's been probably a year since I've really worked on this, so hence why I'm rusty. Yeah, subject C. Yeah, it's definitely the glass is really where we're falling down on a lot of these things, and it makes it really tough to get good cockpits when you can't get the glass correct. So I'm just putting that glass back, and then I'll move this here back because I'm kind of going to stick with the glass the way it was and put just more pieces in. Yeah, I really wish they'd make Thales glass at least native. It's so good compared to what we have. And so it's a little bit discouraging when you really work the body. Like this is going to be a really flat single pane or multi-pane top, which is kind of gross, but what I'm going to do is I need to have some more space for gauges and whatnots. So what I'm going to do is I might put a center bezel in here, or center pane in here. I haven't decided. I think there's a little bit of a sealing area on the flanker, or the fencer rather. This is the fencer, not the flanker. So let me try this really quick. I might loathe this. Sometimes I like having a see, I actually kind of like that. It kind of makes you feel stuck in here. Cuts the visibility way down though, so I will kind of see. Let's see, what do I want here? So that would be a 3x3 pane. So let's find a 3x3 pane, and then maybe it's a 2x3 pane. It is a 2x3 pane. And so this is actually going to attach here to this pivot, but I have to move them. So I'm going to have to redo a bunch of that anyway. So that's a 2x. That can be right here. So this glass is incredibly ugly compared to the way it was before, but as long as I get it to function properly, I'm not really bothered by it. I want to get the functionality up, and then I can cry about looks later and then go back for like a finishing pass. All right, so let's get some seats in here. So with Thales Mod Pack, the other thing I really loved about it was he had 2 wide seats, which I wish they would put controls on padded seats. And so there's actually a cool block he had where it would move something half a block. So the HUD was connected to that. It would move it a half a block over. Of course, don't have that anymore. So I need to put in a 3-seat. And so I'm going to count out. I should have, what do we have there? 5. So I'm losing some of my center console, which isn't the end of the world. It's no fun, but I do lose some of that. So let's go like this. Then I have to XML edit some stuff just to get just to kind of get stuff to fit right. So go ahead in here, and I'm going to try to flesh out a seat. So let's get some, and let's take symmetry off for a quick second. All right, and so I need to, this can go too. All right, and so I need to work on trying to flesh a seat in here. And so I'm going to try see if this is the floor pan that I want. I might put my seats up a little bit taller, we'll see. And so that's the center of the seat, right where the HUD is. So I merged the HUD. And then I can't go up any higher, which is fine. Can I go forward 1? I can. 1 block I can go forward. So I don't mind this being a little bit snug. I didn't want this too wide. This is actually, I don't know if this is exactly 1-to-1, but it is close to 1-to-1. It's pretty close to 1-to-1. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to put a regular seat here, and then I'm going to put in a padded seat for the weapons officer. And I'll build the seat back later. I'm just kind of trying to flesh out the cockpit. That can go back 1. Mainly making sure things fit. One of the things too is I don't want this seat too close, and the reason is most of the time I'll be flying by myself, and so if you notice all these switches, those are my weapons hard points, and so as a pilot here I'm gonna have to be able to reach over there and clearly see all my weapons hard points. This seat, see, one of the things that I envisioned for this aircraft that can't happen with this seat is one of these was going to be TV guided missiles, and you were going to use mouse control to control the seat, but I might not end up doing that anyway. All right, let's kind of finish off. I need to come back more just so that I can kind of see, so I can see out. I would definitely want a window, a piece of pane of glass here. So what I think I'm going to do is, let's get rid of this A lot of the stuff here was for testing as well, and I don't know what anything is. Again, like I said, I haven't touched this in a year, so a lot of stuff, completely forget how I set it up. All right, so these have to move anyway because I think this one can stay though. Cut that, move that there. Okay. And then this here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's cut all this here. Cut that. And we'll cut this on here. And so I want to get this into the Stormworks Warzone episodes. You know, I have the SU-24, I have the Manticore. Those are up and running. I really like to get in the SPAD. My I forget what the designation is. I'll have to look it up. It's my close air support propeller plane. The issue with that is, again, that's using Thales Mod Pack, and I need to convert that as well. So let's copy that. Let's move this over here. Copy this, put one over here. So this is just going back far enough so that I can see outside. So, you know, the devs have been pretty responsive lately with putting stuff in the game. Probably, you know, a lot slower than many of us would, of course, wish. But they have been getting to stuff, so I'm really hopeful that I think they know that glass is big on people's mind. And so I hope at some point they can get in there and really kind of redo some glass. All right, let's see how I want this. Let's go cut here 4. So that's going to go to a pyramid. We'll do 1-4 pyramid here. That goes there. Let's grab that. Okay, so that's a little bit more shapely than it was anyway. You know, a lot of this was roughed out for functionality. That's good. So that's not... Oh, it's symmetry. Symmetry, you've done me in. Symmetry's on when you don't want it on, and it's off when you do want it on. But just a little setback. What are you interacting with? You annoyed by something there, block? There we go. Okay. So this is good. Coming along here, making some progress. You know, this was flying. I have a video up. I'll link it here. Let me look at it really quick and see if I can link it out. You guys can watch. I'll bring it up, seeing it's one of my videos. I don't like to play other people's videos on mine in case they don't wish for me to, but I'll bring it up and you guys can kind of see this. I think it was Fencer. We'll find it here in a second. But yeah, so this was up and running. This was able to go attack craft. I don't think it was completely like free of needing electrical. So I was going to show you guys my gear. So this was the old gear. Let me bring it up here. So you can kind of see those are the old wheels. Those were Thales Aviation Mod Pack wheels. Those were great, but don't have those anymore, so I kind of have to deal with it. And you can see the cockpit. Cockpit was single pieces of glass. That was really cool, but kind of don't have that anymore. So you can kind of see the articulation of the gear was pretty cool, but not too bad. You know what we have now. It's just I do kind of miss having some of Thales stuff on there, and I'd almost thought of making the save with that on there, but you know, especially when I put out some of the stuff, I want it to have, you know, a lot of it be not necessarily stock, but close enough to stock that you guys can, you know, just go ahead and use the parts you have. I think it was Gun Run, maybe. There it is, Fencer Gun Run. It's 4 minutes long. I won't play all of it, but you can kind of see here. This was up and running pretty close to where it needed to be. I'll show you like me attacking things. It has auto wing sweep, so you can
out so it doesn't hit us.
You can see it was up and running. Let's see if I can show a gun run on this, but it's pretty deadly. It holds. There, see, like there's the auto cannon going, and then you can watch the wing sweep as I speed up. It auto wing sweeps. So this is kind of, this is kind of how it was when I left it, and so I'm hoping that I can pretty quickly get this back. Do miss that cockpit a lot, but again, not going to cry over spilt milk. It is what it is, and we'll work with what we have until they give us some better windows. But starting to come along. I don't know about the center strut yet. We'll see how I feel about that when I get in there. Cockpit is pretty well set. The issue currently is, you see these two big gaping holes in the side. I need to XML some block in there. And this gauge cluster here is going to be a problem. So there were some parts. Let me try something here. Fencer rework backup. All right, let's save this. Let's bring in the Mac Pinnacle. I don't think this is going to work. If we look where the collision is on this. Yeah, see it's centralized. Let's copy that really quick and just bring it in there. Let's see if we can find this. So, this is a flat plane. So essentially I took a single block, stretched it. The issue is going to be it won't sit flat. So if you look, if I put that through, you see how it sits mid-range. So I need to get something that hopefully I can get to sit flat plane there. So I know it's possible. Let me go ahead and I'm going to bring up Strunner's tool. And I'll show you guys Strunner's tool. And see if I can't get this working for us here. So if I can make this work, we're in business. So I kind of have to look at the orientation of the grid lines. So you see how it's up against this grid wall? That's the wall I want. So this is going to be the wall of the side of the plane. This is going to be my block. I want to try to see if I can get something flattened against that, which is going to be a mess. So I can, something I can do, but it requires me to play with the panel a little. So that's that way. That is this direction, and then that is this direction. So that thins it this way. Can I see it there? Okay, so there it is there. So it goes to the 50% point. So that's negative. So yeah, so that, see, the problem is it brings it to halfway mark, and I need it moved over one. So another thought was this. So so a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll use like wedge blocks essentially, and they'll put in stretched wedge blocks like that. And so then you can kind of reach the panels. I just need to move this panel and this panel to do that. So that's going to have to be what happens. So right now I have a gap there. So what I'm going to do is cut this, and we'll paste this here. So that's nothing right now anyway, so it's not a big deal. This can move. I don't even know what this is at the moment. This is probably master arm maybe. And so this could probably actually go right in front here. So let's go ahead and grab this. So that's just my weapon selection. Let's merge that here. And then this panel will come down. This will go like this. All right, and then so what I want to do is I'm going to put a block in here. And we get one on that side. So essentially what we'll do is we'll take a 45 here. See if I can't stretch it. The other thing to do is put these sides on pivots. And then this will, and then you put a wedge block, but the problem is you lose some of the grab on that, so I have to try it. So let's take a half wedge here, grab Strunner's tool again, see if I can't get this to work for me. If I can make that work, we're in business here. So let's go ahead and grab a 45 wedge. All right, so I kind of need to stretch this up too high. They tend to go in half blocks, so that's the problem. So try to see. So see, I have to go 3 to get it to take whole blocks. Let's go up one more. Up one more. I have an idea. The problem is when you, so I'm using a single block, so this should have one collision in it. Let's try this really quick. That's back to half block, so it has to be 3, I think. Okay, let's see if I can do this really quick. Let's go ahead and save this. Let's take a 45 wedge. Save this as stretch wedge. And it'd be 3 because it's going to be 3. And then I'll pull it up and I'll XML edit it. Alright, so bring it in, grab those stretch wedge 3, grab Strunner's tool if I, okay, I closed it. There it is right there. Grab this code, go back to the Notepad++, go to, where are you at there? Why does it not have the code? I can enter it in, I have to find where it goes though. Let's see, where are we at here? It goes after... Is that the whole mining truck? That's the whole mining truck. I don't want that. 45 pipe right there. So after the name, it goes right here. Okay. So after the name, wedge right there goes in here. I think I need the whole unit though. Let's go from here, I think. I don't know. Is it going to be that far? That's interesting. Okay, let's try something else too. Trying to think if that's even going to work for me. That's going to cover 3 blocks. That's going to probably be too much. So what I might do here is, let me just get rid of these for now, seeing that I'm not going to use any XML windows for now. Might decide something later. I haven't found the shapes that I need to kind of do the cockpit that I want. So, but there's a good pack by Cod Cape. Just not going to be able to use it right this second. So the other thought is this. So what you do is you take those, you move this. This is the way. Cut that, move that there. And then these panels need to be rotated. So it's going to be visible for now. I might try to hide the pivot later, but as of right now, it's going to not be hidden. I'm trying to think how I can do this. I should be able to do this with being able to rotate this. So let's try this. Let's try to be tricky here. Let us try to be tricky. Famous last words. Famous last words. Watch this. Okay. So that there is the direction I want to go. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this panel like so. Cut that. Okay, and then this will move like so to here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it. And then I'll grab this panel here and I'll do the same. And again, I'm trying to think of the geometry in my head, which can be kind of sometimes a mess. Because it's sometimes the way I think about it isn't going to be the way it's going to end up, and then I have to fix it. So, alright, so this will paste here. This will merge to here. Then I will delete out, nope, merged at the wrong place. Cut, paste. Okay, somehow I didn't get what I wanted here, so I need to, that's fine that I deleted that. I need to grab this part here again. Did I merge these correctly? They are. I see they're the same color. Okay, good. Let's copy that. And so I want to go in to start with. Oh, where are we at here? There we go. In to start with. I still have to check the other one, make sure that one's set up right. Paste that there. I'll merge this so that that is there. So this is just so that I don't see the pivot part sitting out. So it's mostly me just being pedantic, trying to get it to look exactly how I want it. So that goes there. All right, and so hopefully this will rotate in position correctly. I need to check, make sure that's going the right way. So let's try this. So what I'm going to do is I like to hook a throttle. That just gives me very slow, granular control where I can take my time and make sure it's not hitting anything or freaking out, man. All right, so what happened there? It should be joined. Okay. What color is this? Okay, those are the same color. So it was just the near one was wrong. So let's go ahead and see if I can rotate these in. Okay, so that's pushing out too far. And it's hitting. Okay, so it's keeping it too many blocks away. Okay. So that's me screwing up the geometry in my head, which, if we remember, I said would probably happen. So that is going to overswing it. So that needs to kind of come in. So I can fix this with doing more geometry in my head. See if I can't get this one right. Okay, so that's getting complicated. So these are sitting in there. The whole job of that is to fix this hole that I'm going to make. Ugh. This is when it gets tricky. Cut this, move this here. So if that rotates... Okay, so this needs to sit in this hole where I just made... Oh, that's not going to work there. Killing me. I might be able... I can make this work. All right, so that's going to sit there, paste you. This is getting complicated here, which... Often with the engineering problems, simple is safe, simple make sure stuff works, complicated make sure that things make you cry all day long. So this one here needs to slide in. But it's really cool when you get something like this. It's kind of complex working. So then if I take a block and stick it up top, so actually see this hard block there? I don't want that. What I want is I want a wedge, and the reason you want a wedge is the wedges have smaller collisions, so that should hopefully slot in there, and with the smaller collisions it won't hit. So this merged. Okay, these merged together. Those are all colored the same, these are all colored the same, and then this has to go there. Okay, let's try this now. Let's see if I can't get this to slot in correctly. Beautiful. And so I'm missing a block here, but as you can see, that fixes that hole. So I need to fix this hole. So I need to figure that one out now. So as you can see, that comes in slots, covers, that covers this. So all of this nonsense is so I can put wedges here. So let me show you the final product. Let me actually kind of go make sure it works, because if I'm doing all this nonsense, I want to make sure it's going to actually function for me. So you'll see this on a lot of, especially jet builds, people doing this stuff with, they put wedges in like that. I have another easier way to do this too that I might end up doing. Because if I don't like the way the wedges are performing for me, I'm going to do it this other way, which might be simpler. Which is actually kind of what I'm leaning towards in my head. But anyway, so, crouch please. So we're sitting in here, looking over here. You see I can work my throttle. I have my gauges there. As long as I can touch every switch, we're in business here. See how I can get every switch. Okay, so I can still get these. They're not great, but see, like, the weapons officer would be here. And so this one's going to be replaced anyways. But that's not terrible. It's not my favorite, though. Yeah, it's really not my favorite. Yeah. Let's try this. Okay, so I think... Let me get rid of that. Trying to think what I could do here. So I could push this glass out. It makes it so ugly when you do that, though. It really does. What to do, what to do. Yeah, it just makes the glass so ugly when you do that. Yeah, like Thales Aviation Mod Pack had a part that was like a half a block that was really cool. Yeah, the half block was a really cool addition. It made it easier to do some of the stuff. So let me try to see what I can come up with. So the other thing I need to do is I need to be able to rotate something into this. Like, see, I don't need to take up 2 slots here, but so I need something to come in here. So right here, if I put a block there, let's turn this. Let's see if we cover up all the holes. If I cover up all the holes, this isn't a bad solution. Okay, so see all my holes are covered. So one of the reasons I'm not painting them is I can easily see that they're covering up all my holes. So that covers up all my holes there. So that is good. Let's just go with this system for now. It's not ideal, but it will, until I can figure something out. Somebody, I think, made an XML piece. Oh, we do need smaller throttle levers. So my whole, Mr. G, so my whole thought on throttle levers is I would love a panel throttle lever. So like, let me bring up a couple examples. So like a Mooney's throttle quadrant. So like a Mooney. So you got a couple sets here. So you have like this type here. So I think they could easily do this with panels where you could select each, like you might have to take one part of the panel up top, one panel on the bottom, and slide that up and down. That would be kind of cool. The ability to make throttle quadrants would be really cool. So this is one style I would like to see. And then I looked for a Mooney, but I guess Mooney had a couple different throttle quadrants. Trying to find, see, like this is the other one here, is you have a pull throttle, a pull prop, and a pull mixture, like this one here. These are nice because you can twist them and do incremental changes, so I've used both. You know, that would be kind of a nice thing. I definitely would like smaller throttles and the ability to use a throttle quadrant. Yeah, especially for helicopters too, you know. Anything you can cut some space out and kind of minimize things, that's nice. All right, so we're making some progress here. So like a lot of times I'll switch my throttles over to these. I don't even know what this is for here, but I'll switch my throttles over to those. Just, you know, they're not perfect. Again, I use the seat usually because, again, when I'm flying, I need all my controls. I use keyboard and mouse, and then I'll use up down in a plane for throttle or for thrust, depending if you're in a jet or not. I just thought of a way I could have gone around this, not having to do so much, but it's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and take this wedge. I'm not thrilled with the wedge idea. It's not my favorite, but I'm going to quickly, let's go on the workshop. Let's see if somebody has a problem solved for me already. If they do, you know, if they do, I can kind of nip that in the bud here. So let's see what I can do here. Yeah, so let's go in the workshop. Let's test this out here. So go workshop. The search function is not great. So I kind of want a flat piece. See if I can bring up Thales Pack as well. Thales Pack was, what is this? XML Pirate Cubes. Nope. Thales Pack had like a flat spot, and that was awesome. It's possible, it's just you have to really get it just right. And I'm not as well versed in it as I really need to be. Like, this is good. I might be able to make something, some of these glass work. Let me subscribe to that. I was subscribed to this before. Often I'll unsubscribe just so that I can find stuff because I have 9,000 sub stuff in there and it's hard to find them sometimes. Yeah, like a collective for a helicopter would be another cool thing to add, is like I have a small stick collective. Where are we at? I'm trying to just see if there's a flat piece. Nope. Yeah, like a flat side, almost like a window, essentially a opaque window section would be great if you could just make an opaque window, because that's flat plane and you can put it on the outside. I'm not seeing anything right off the top, man. I'm not going to worry about it too long. Again, I can change this. I want this functional, and then I can go back and I can kind of change it to make it more how I want it. So this will work. Let's go ahead, and this one needs to be cut out on, I'm going to cut it on both sides just for symmetry's sake. But let's put this here. Okay, and let's spawn that. And let's zoom these in here. Where are we at? Okay, so those now go in. Let's get up in the cockpit here and see what's up. Let's sit in here. Okay, so we're sitting in here. Not my favorite. TV gets a little obscured. I don't really care. That was just, this isn't hooked to anything, so that will go anyways. I just put it in there as a placeholder, so that can go. As you can see, that was where the, that's the block that's actually doing the rotation. Everything works. I can see my gauges. See, like right here, I'm obscured. But once I move to here, about halfway through the block, I can see them. So I can still read gauges, touch buttons. All these are clickable. So like I have master arm guns. These will be ammo counters. It's kind of an older aircraft, so I kind of want some steam gauges. These are all fakes. These are all just placeholders, so all these can have some stuff in there. All right, so let's go in here and a little bit more screwing around. I really want to get this kind of, see, I was going to do these kind of like cubbies for your feet, but I'm going to undo them just because I need the pivots in there now, so I want for like sake here. All right, so the gear is working, which is awesome. We now have a cockpit that I'm not thrilled with, but I don't completely hate. Let's do a little bit of painting just to kind of, okay, this here needs to be fixed, so what we'll do is take that and try to grab this. Okay, see, I still have an overhang that's going to drive me nuts. I can't have that. So let's go ahead to, let's go forward one. Let's delete this. And then let's do a 2x pyramid. And stick that in there. Okay, so that's not bad. It's just a little bit different. Okay. And so that's good. Then we have our refueling probe here. I may have just, spent most of my time actually just shooting at the refueling vehicle instead of actually refueling it from it. So I'd like to get this nose straightened out a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. What is that? That is my waypoint system. So the autopilot's going to get completely redone anyway. So I don't really care about, I don't want to work on that too much now just because that's going to get completely redone. Because I have better autopilots on craft since I've worked on this. So what do we have in here? So this is good empty space. Kind of show you some things. This is how much weight blocks we're looking at here. I have weight blocks hanging around in here. Fuel tank. Where are we at here? My turbines. A lot of power. Control surfaces. Part of the reason I have a ton of control surfaces in here is this is a big fake tail, and it doesn't do anything. Because it's on subgrids. So the actual, it's in there. Let me see what are people saying here. Rare XML parts. Yeah, thanks, Mr. G. Let me look for that. I knew somebody had them. I just couldn't think of it. Parts, the search function is such donkey sometimes. So what is it? Rare XML. Let's see if it comes up. I was trying to, when I was doing the review people's creature. Oh, here it is. I think I had this at one point. So many, oh, there we go. So many things I've had, and then I end up taking them off, like I said, just to have space to breathe. I don't think I have any secret craft in my folder for people to be eyeballing. I've got a couple things like front-end loaders. The videos for this week are done, so you'll see that this week. But nothing that I'm kind of really hiding. I don't really hide much, so I kind of pretty much put it out. Let me see, where'd you go? So some of these are intriguing me. Hopefully it doesn't need a reboot. Hopefully it just takes, sometimes it takes me a second to get in there, to get in here. All right, we'll keep working and see. Sometimes it'll pop in. There's, okay. Thanks, Mr. G. This will be helpful. Yeah, see, these are sitting... Okay, that's a 50 split. That's a 50 split. This one's the one I want. Beautiful. Okay, so often you might need the helper block. So I'm going to grab both, and then I have a helper block to attach. Let's try this. If this works, that will be boss. And we'll get going. Because I really much prefer this to the wedges. And if this works the way I hope it does, I should be able to get rid of that complex system I just put in there, which, like, if we get hit by any sort of gunfire, we could very quickly end up, you know, having issues with that. So is this a 50-50? See, this is the problem. It's a 50-50 split. So it's going in the middle of a block. So that's unfortunately not going to work because it goes 50% into the block. So that's crap. Crap. I really wish that was going to work. But see, it's halfway through. Let me open that back up again. See if I can't, if I missed something. It'll work with me better. See what else, see what everybody's saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying with the favorite stuff. Yeah, that's easier to find stuff in the favorites. Yeah, that's a pain when it 50-50 splits. Like Thales Pack, I'll bring up Thales Pack for those who don't know it. It's really great. It's just the issue with it is again, you have to have a mod. I think you can see it in here. There it is right here. Thales Aviation Mod Pack. I need to look it up on the workshop though, or else I can't actually see it. Okay. His Aviation Mod Pack is really awesome. I wish the devs would reach out to him and get the stuff in there. So let's kind of go over his mod pack and show why it's awesome. So like, see these windows? You can make custom windows. So each of these pieces allows you to do it, and they don't have bezels. And so you can easily put that in, and that's how I had the glass before that was looking pretty good. Like he has corner blocks in there. Trying not to miss any of the slideshow. Like you can see here, he has different size doors, and then you can make geometrical shapes. And then see these plates? These plates are what I was using. So he has a flat plate. Yeah, I almost was going to put it in my career or my Stormworks Warzone. The issue is the parts are so good that I'm like, I ended up using them for a bunch of stuff, and then it was like, people are going to ask, what are those parts? And then, they're not going to be able to use them if they don't want to put in mods. So, like, I was using these wheels for it. And then these are cool, too. Like, everything is really good. Like, these small fluid pumps, thin tanks, radiators. Really great stuff on this. It was just, I kind of made the decision I didn't want to do. Was I not showing that the whole time? Let me go back. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't switch over the screen. I'm talking about stuff you can't even see. Yeah, like you see the glass here, and then the part that I was looking for, that I used, he has some of these plates that you can put on, and they're flat, and so that was really good. If you look at my screen, if I don't switch my OBS over, it like adds a little header at the top that I have to fix. So. All right, so let's go with what we have. As much as I'd like to, I can always find something different. This works for now. It's not great, but it works. All right, so let's go ahead and I'll make an executive decision and delete this monitor. I don't need it. It's a placeholder. And so with it just being a placeholder, there's no point in having it in there. I put a lot of placeholder stuff to just kind of flesh out the cockpit, and then when I need stuff, I have it. So the other thing I want to do here is, I can't remember if Soviet aircraft had greens or red backlights. I'm going to green things up, and then, I didn't mean to do all that. I'll go red for now, and then I'll check, and I'll try to make it. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but. All right, let's start doing a little paint in here just to, I had this pretty well painted up, and then I undid everything. And so I'm kind of, looks a little bit incomplete right now. So I'm going to try to get it fixed up a little bit where it's looking back to not too bad. I kind of like the Soviet color here. That's always my favorite. And I think I switched what I usually do for these dashes now. I usually do that. And then I'll color up here. The nice thing about this is I had to make all that blue. I'm gonna have to screw with that in a second here. Yeah, like some of this I have to keep that color just because it interferes. All right, so that's looking pretty good cockpit wise. Did I fix that? I fixed that, but it didn't get fixed on this side. So where are we at here? Get this. So I don't know if how wild I'm about this paint color. This is one of the paint colors they use for their navy. You know, you have the blue and gray, blue, gray, and white essentially set up for naval operations. Let me see what people are saying. Yeah, the 2 wide seats were awesome. That was something that I really missed because this one here, like I said, I don't think it's 100% one-to-one scale, but the issue is, you know, with that pack, I could put in, I had a 2-seat, and then you could control from both of them, and then I had a center console. And now I'm down to a 3 and a 2, and I can't control anything from the seat because what I wanted to do is I wanted to do mouse-controlled TV missiles on one of the monitors, so when you're sitting in the weapons officer seat, you could bang off a missile, but it can't do that. So that could be a panel at some point. So not too bad. It's getting there. I don't know what color the Soviets put in the roofs. I'll have to check it out, but I don't think it was the same teal. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make a decision here on this, and then I will fix it later if need be. I don't know if I'm keeping this big center span or what. We'll have to kind of see how it performs. I kind of want to get it out and flying. Let's go take it for... hopefully, I have to hook the seat back up. I think they use like some sort of greeny... I forget what color their seats are. I think they're green. Not 100%. Not 100% sure. I'll check some pictures later, but kind of want to get this out and going. So a lot of people are interested in how the gear work. Yeah, the radioactive green backlight. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they had green or not. Let's go like this little lighter green. See how that fancies me. That's pretty cool, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was green or red. Oh, I don't want to do that. That is going to be probably a throttle at some point. All right. All right, so let's talk gear really quick. So the way I do my gear, it was an absolute wonderful thing when they added in hard points. Hard points are the best way to lock your gear because you can start them in the lock position. What you used to have to do is put a connector, and then you had to start the gear in like an intermediary position or even up, and then have the gear push the plane up and then connect. Now you can keep the hard points, so that locks your gear in the down position. And then they see here, this locks the gear here. This one is a mess. This one rotates and it goes up. And so we might run into some problems in a flight here where I had to speed up the gear in order to get them to run. So let's go ahead and try to see if I can't fly this. I don't know what base. Oh, I'm at Draymore, I think. So I have to hook the seat up. Let me find... So one of the reasons why I leave microcontrollers in the wings, so much easier to find them when they're on the wings. So where's seat? Seat. Oh no. Let's do this. Save this really quick. Let's open up one of the old fencers. Wow. I think 24. I didn't name them all fencer. I think this one here. I should have checked the modified date on this one, but that one's disconnected. Where are we at here? Oh, the seat's gone because of Thales pack. Yeah, it needed Thales pack, of course, too, so the seat's gone. Let's try to stick this on the ground, see if I can't get this out in the air. What is this going to? I see some of these things I took out and threw on the ground. That is What are you? Fluid level, that's engines. Kind of have to see what things are hooked to right now. I think your throttle. Your throttle. Okay, let's see if I can't get this out in the world. It was running, as you can see in that video, so, red nightlight. Yeah, I think they have that red nightlight you can turn on. This is just going to be put on a numerical switch box. It's tall. It is very tall. This, I think, is a 1-to-1 scale, so... I'm not hating the cockpit. It's not terrible. It's not my favorite, but it's not terrible. The HUD's screwed up. They changed something. Let me fix it really quick before I get into this. Let me see where the flaps were on. Okay, I disconnected my flaperons, I think. There's flaperons or there's ailerons? Okay, so these, roll. Okay, so this is supposed to be flaps. I think I just did inboard flaps. Oh, no, that's why. If you look here, this control surface, it stows in the wing. So when the wings are folded back, this one can't operate. So I have to put a disconnect. So when this is at a certain sweep angle, this one stops moving. And then these will all be flaperons, I think. I might... That'll get wallowy if I disconnect too many of them. All right, what was I doing? I keep distracting myself. Seat, I connected. Okay, seat's connected. I'm trying to think what else to do. So the wheels got switched. I switched the wheels, so I need to see if... I don't know if I had brakes. Again, a lot of this was pretty old, but it was running. So I have my old missiles on here. What do we got here? Gear lock release, okay. What are you? Blank throttle, that's old. Okay, let's spawn this in, see if I can't... Let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, the same as the interior color, that the birth control turquoise. Yeah, let me check. I had the pictures up. Okay, let me bring up the Wikipedia and we'll look together. They have a couple different color schemes on this, and that's kind of... I like this grayed out color. I have that one's kind of cool. This is the one I'm going for here. This is them harassing ships. They always send the fencer when they want to harass some ships. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see it has that white nose that I have, and then blue body. The gray one's kind of cool. I like the gray. Do not have interior pics. Probably just be better to get go right to images. Trying to find the color scheme. See, this is the color scheme I went with. I have to change the colors to a more grayed out blue, but this is the color scheme I went with. I just need to kind of gray it out a little bit. Kind of looking at some general pictures. There was a really good diagram I had. I think it's in one of my folders. Here we go. As you can see, it has kind of a... I just need absolute puke color in here would be good. Yeah, it's kind of turquoise all around. Yeah, see, they don't have much ceiling in there. See, they're right on top of each other, and that's why I didn't want to make it too wide. I didn't want it... See, this is a good turquoise here. So it's good. So green seats, turquoise all around. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in and... okay, so throttle. Let me see if I can't get this started. Again, I haven't used this in forever, so I'm hoping that I can get it off the ground and get it for a run. Crouch, crouch, crouch. Get in. Crouch, crouch, crouch. Get in. Okay. Master power. Oh, is she starting? Brake release. I don't have the brakes hooked up. Closed canopy. I kind of like the center claustrophobia beam. It's not, it's not supposed to be... Oh, I was going to fix this, but I couldn't be bothered. Okay. I'm going to need... Okay, let me see. Okay, we have ailerons. Yay. So, are my elevators working? Okay, so see my little fins? That's actually what's controlling it. My fake elevators are disconnected. Rudder. Rudder is good. Alright, what am I missing? Okay, so elevator's working. Do I have nose wheel steering? I don't. Okay. Maybe fix that, or else we're not gonna go anywhere without nose wheel steering here. We're not gonna make it very far. Yaw. We'll yaw out to here. I thought I had brakes hooked up. I may not. Trigger, we'll just... I had a more complicated... Let me see. Did I put in weapons control system yet? I should have weapons control set up. I thought I had weapons control set up. Where are you? Where are you, weapons control? Oh, okay, so these are my old missiles anyway. Okay, so weapons control, I might... Okay, I don't have weapons control set up. That's fine. We'll go for a little jaunt out here. Trying to see what I'm missing that's like imperative. Definitely it was imperative to have that nose wheel steering, because I wouldn't be able to get out of here probably if I didn't have nose wheel steering. I'd be dragging the nose all over town. I don't know what this is for, unfortunately. It's not connected. Ooh. Take 9. I'm going to have to make a stair car to get into this sucker. Alright, turbine's coming up. Gear's there. Brake release. The brakes aren't connected. Close canopy. I'm not going to have a PFD because I keep forgetting to do that. Should have put in pitch to those while I was in there. Wings auto sweep. Do we have nose wheel steering? Yep. Let's just go take it for a little flight. So I'm going to have to manually control the throttle, which is not ideal. I should have put that on the seat as well. It was on the seat initially. But this has a lot of power. This is fast, so it should have no problem. I forget the speed. I think it might go a little bit faster than Mach 1. Not sure. Again, they did some engine changes since I've been working on this. This is like a year old at this point. But I was trying to get up to 700 knots at sea level. This is kind of almost like a Hustler, where it was designed to go low level. And so I think I got close. I think I was at like 660 knots. Wasn't perfect. All right, let's think of me. There we go. All right, gear. Okay, so the gear sometimes freaks out. Oh, the gear's behaving itself. Yeah, gear's behaving itself. Sometimes the wind is so much that the gear doesn't like it. It is maneuverable. This is going to be dangerous. This is a dangerous bird here. Let's go do some low-level hooliganism here. Let's go full thrust. I don't have my speed hooked up. I can't see anything. Okay, we have afterburners on. Okay. You see the altitude we're at? We're cooking here. Okay, let me... so this is really good for low-level harassment, as is what it was designed for. I'm going to go third person so you guys can see until I get close to the ground. So fast I can't see what's going on until... Here, let me... Fog's down. Okay, here we go. I'm starting to get some ground reference points. Let's do some hooliganism here, and you can kind of see... Give you a visual representation of the speed. So, this is the speed. As you can see, we're pushing, I think. We might just be over Mach 1, I'm not sure. But as you can see, this is a spicy meatball. And then, so I didn't hook this up, of course, to keybinds. So let's go down to like 50% thrust. If you watch, it will auto sweep the wings. So I don't have to worry about that. A lot of automated systems I don't like. But the wing sweep is something that is not something I'm going to want to be playing with much. So it's speed-based sweep. I think, I don't know if I have the flaps. Trying to remember, I might have auto-connected flaps, so the flaps automatically go down at a certain speed. Need to go down further. Let's go down to like 20% thrust here. Okay, that's too low. It's starting to stall. But it doesn't take much to get this back up to speed. It changes speed pretty responsively. So this is going to be a nasty beast. The beautiful thing about a large plane here is I can go to 3-3 missiles. I can also hide microcontrollers very easily. So let's take a quick look here. If we look at the stations here, so it has a 3-pod here. These actually twist. So these pivot with the wings. So these always face forward no matter what the wing sweep is. And so these missiles will always face forward. I can't do many more missiles, and the reason is I think this is actually pretty accurate to how it was. If I remember, I was trying to keep pretty accurate. The other thing is, when the wings are swept all the way back, let's go ahead and instead of me talking about it, I'll show you. I'm going to put the hammer down. We'll go balls to the wall, and okay. And so let's look at it again. So you see how the wings are swept? Look how close that missile is to the drop tank. So you really can't put too much. And then if you look when it's swept, we might be able to get one missile on there. That was it. So it looked, you know, when the wings are straight, looks like you can put a lot of missiles on there. When the wings are swept, you're like, oh yeah, that's why there's only 6 missiles on there. But look down here. We have 3 and 1 here. So we could probably put more on here. These are gear bay doors, so we can't screw with that. These are fuel tanks. It actually, I'm trying to see if I can find I'll find the picture. There's a picture of it with the actual tanks. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's see if I can't get a landing in here. I do not have any airspeed. I need airspeed to land properly. I'm going to try to do it via wing sweep. So I'm going to get it to where, let's go down to like 35%. Okay, so that's full forward wing sweep. I think with 35%, I'm going to trim just a little bit. I should be pretty good. Let's go ahead and go gear down. Make sure the gear comes down and locks. Beautiful. So gear is working really well. The new gear is nice. The old gear we're hanging up, I think, because of the collisions were a little bit strange on Thales. Oh, see, I'm actually stalling it. So, you know, as somebody who does have a degree in aeronautical science, talk a little bit about some of the intricacies of this. So if you're going to slow speed, if you go high angle of attack like this, so the wing, when you're like this, you're using a lot of your lift vector to try to bank, and so you're losing some of your lift. So your stall speed increases as you bank harder, or bank. As your bank angle increases, your stall speed increases. Let's put it that way. That's the proper way to say it. And so at this slow speed, I really need to be careful of over cranking. And so I'm kind of doing a knife edge 90 right now, but I'm being very cognizant of my speed. And so I'm trying to be careful not to stall. I do not have a PFD. I need to fix it. So I'm going to try to do a little bit third person until I get in there, and then I have to land first person. I can't land third person. And then, so my elevators should be moving, but they don't do anything. It's actually the control surfaces on the inside. It flies really well. So we're pretty close to stall speed. That's where we want to come in. I'm going to have to reach over and chop the throttle, so I can't look away too much. Alright, so I don't want to wiggle-waggle my rudder a lot. That's another good way to stall, is upsetting the airflow. As much as, again, the game's not perfect, it actually does simulate some of these things. I'm off center line really badly. Alright, I have to be careful, low altitude, low speed, doing too much bank. I'm not going to make a good landing here. I'm going to just kind of belly it in, I think, because I don't have it on my seat, so I can't control it. So, oh, there we go. So, okay, good. So I just wanted to get back. I need my throttle on my seat, or I'm not going to be able to do anything. So let's go. So I want up and down to that. I don't think up down's connected to anything. See where we're at here. So this is control surfaces. Let's fix this. Let's fix this first. The PFD. So this is one of Sky's. It's usually what I use for my micros, or for my PFDs is one of Sky's. Sky's are really good. All right, let's cut this. And so they made a change, I don't know how long ago, it's definitely been months at this point, where you used to be able to put the camera right up against the monitors. And then they changed it so you have to have the cameras spaced off 1 to make it work. So they changed the FOVs or something of the cameras. Well, of course I did that. Why would I do that? Okay. Of course I made this more difficult than I needed to when I built this. Cut. You go there and down, I think. Paste, paste. Let's delete this. For some reason, I thought it was important to put that where I put it. Let's actually, yeah, that's fine. We'll just do this. Cut you. Down one. There we go. Okay, so this should fix this PFD and give me speed. I need that to know what I'm doing. Yeah, so like I was saying, this used to be where you needed to have the camera, or the camera could be right up against the monitor. Can't do that anymore. You have to have it spaced out by 1. And then what I want to do is, I don't need these kind of blocker, these blockers here. As you can see, I don't really need them, but I'm going to put them in there anyways. It just makes it a little bit easier to get the camera to look right when I set this up. Right, merge you here. Delete that. All right, so that camera is now is fixed. Let me just do a little bit of painting to get this dark enough so that nothing shows. Okay, so that's going to be where that's the camera for the PFD. I really want up down for my throttle. So what are you? This said throttle on it. Love when I name things blank. That's always helpful. Throttle panel. Composites 1 and 2. Up down counter. Throttle. Seat 1, 2. I don't want seat 1, 2. I can use this panel. Let me see what's actually running my throttle now. That's going to be kind of what I want to go to. So I think I'm running this panel here. Throttle right there, and then this is IAS. This is throttle comes in here. Okay. So I'm trying to think how I want to do this. So what I'll normally do is I'll use 1 and 2 as my throttle. So I'm going to have to send it back. So that's fine. That goes there. This is what I want to do. Let's just do a blank microcontroller. You know, one of the reasons why I wanted to build this jet was by being big, it's just so easy to hide everything. It's just really easy to hide microcontrollers where you make something small. It's like one of the reasons I love building ships is, you know, it's absolute pleasure to hide microcontrollers. All right, so what I'm going to do here is, all right, so we're going to read in a seat. So this is seat to throttle. Okay, so seat to throttle is here. We want to go in here. We want to add a composite from the seat. Okay, and we want to go out to, we need 2 actually. So this one is going to be throttle plus, and this one is going to be throttle minus, and these are going to be outputs. And then what I want to do here is go like that, and this is going to go here. I want, we want to read a number. Up down is 4. Where are you at there? 4. And then what I want is thresholds. Where are you at? Threshold. It's threshold. So if threshold is 1, 1, I want to go up on the throttle. And then if the throttle is -1, -1, I want to go down on the throttle. So the throttle is actually commanding it. It's already set up in the system to kick on the afterburners and do all this other stuff, so I don't want to screw with it too much. So we have throttle plus, and we're at here. So throttle up and throttle down. And I'll see if I can't get an actual flight where I can go land here. What I'm going to do is the Manticore has the weapons controller that I want in there, so that's going to go in there at some point. Okay, so this is the throttle panel if I wanted to control it from there, which I think I'm going to control it off this throttle now. And I screwed up already. Let's go ahead and click on the seat. Seat needs to be configured, so up down needs to be to reset 100%, so throttle. All right. Let's take this for a little bit of a flight here. I need to put these in. I should get a door panel done for these. But those fit in nicely. Kind of digging the cockpit again. I wasn't really thrilled with having to get rid of my thin panels, but this isn't bad. It actually, I kind of like that little angle it makes there. Maybe what I'll do is, if I can grab just like a tiny shade darker of this color and put it in here, it might give it almost like a shadow effect. So I might do that. Alright, so I have a PFD that works. Yay! So we can see our speed. I need to change the field of view. It needs to be increased. I meant to look that up. Alright, so let's go ahead and... can I increase now? I can. Okay. So I'm going to start steering. This makes it so that I can do two hands on the controls and really kind of do it. So we're just going to do a quick pattern. The thing that I was missing was the ability to reduce my thrust when I need to. So I'm actually kind of digging the cockpit. You know, I was kind of freaking out about it for no reason. You know, change is difficult. I actually kind of like the claustrophobic center span in here. What I'm probably going to do is I might make it a long wedge, an XML edited long wedge, so right here isn't in my face. Might do that, but thank you, gas mask. I appreciate that. So let's go take the fence route. I really want to get this in the next episode of Stormworks Warzone. There's a bunch of things I need to add. I need to put in the elevator. So let's go for, I'm going to go, let's do a little showstopper here. I'm going to do it first person. You know, as a real world pilot, I need to be in first person to really kind of maneuver to the max capability. So we're going to go ahead and we'll go first person for this. So I'm going to go to a takeoff speed. I'm not going to go Mach 1 all the way out of here. So we're going to get up about 150 knots, rotate, gear up. All right, now we're going to jam on the throttle. And let's go ahead. We're going to do a split S. So I'm going to look up and over me, split S, coming around here. I'm going to do yaw and roll. And I turned it into a snap roll there to get a little bit of speed out of it. And now we're back on target. So here we go. Going to come down, cloud, IMC conditions, up, accelerated stall? No, I saved it. Oh, no, no, no. A little bit of hairy there, so I almost accelerated stall it where you, stall is actually angle of attack, it's not speed, so you can stall at 600 knots. You know, it's the angle of attack that your wing, the incidence of your wing is interacting with the air, and so if you dive, sometimes you'll never be able to pull out of it. And so this is designed to be a low-level, high-speed craft. Let's get ridiculous here. So this is the sort of flying, like right now my hands are off the keyboard. So I'm not touching anything. So that's the stability. This thing, I designed it to be uber stable. I'm back on the keyboard now. You can see me tapping it. But all right, so we're not at full speed. Let's see what thrust settings say. This is designed to be like low-level, harass ships all day long type of aircraft. And so let's go ahead and check my throttle setting here. We're at 52% throttle. All right, so let's crank it up. So there we are, 400 knots. 450, yeah, so I lost a bunch of speed with this. So 440 knots, supposed to do 700 knots. But as you can see, that's 400 knots. 400 knots is not 400 knots is not bad. 400 knots in this game with this, like, we're already at the Ring of Fire. If you look at the map, that's Ring of Fire. So we've gone, we did a split S and came back here. All right, let me start. This would be miserable and cause you to pass out what I'm doing now. These are like 9G pulls I'm doing here. Probably clap the wings doing this sort of thing. Especially low level. Low level is dangerous. Like, see, I'm blind on that right side. I almost tanked the drink because I couldn't see. So yeah, I'm going to put in a wedge block. Might have to XML edit it. But you can see this is going to be a nasty bird. And then it's got really good roll. It's not overly... It's a little bit overly sensitive, but it's not terrible. Nope, oh, don't. It was starting to stutter me here. Okay, a little bit of that. Let me kind of grab a pick while I'm at somewhere cool. Alright, we're dirty side up. So let me get in the cockpit. I fly inverted a lot better inside the cockpit than I do outside the cockpit. I have to watch the waves to try to see where I'm at. I'm starting to lose where I'm at, so I need to be careful here. Alright, let's do an inverted. You don't want to do too much inverted G's, so you kind of have to crank around. And we'll do a quick split S here. Cranking on yaw, do a quick snap turn. We're back on target. Let's go back and let's check out the volcano. So we just did, whoa, don't do it. We just did a quick flip around and we're back, heading back to the volcano we started at. So a little bit of a showstopper maneuver here. Let's do a knife edge off of this volcano. Alright, there we go. Trying to get a picture of a knife edge off the volcano. I can't get, I gotta zoom out the field of view here. Hopefully we don't hit. I don't think we're good. We have so much momentum that we'll be, watch, I'll just hit escape. Oh, I was in first person. But see how close I can get to the water and still have this not freak out. So this took a bunch of time to me, you know, fixing the aerodynamics to get this to work right. So Endo is looking for some exterior photos, so we'll get that. Let's do a vertical climb. We're a little bit past vertical. Let's go vertical. Let's see, what altitude can we get to here? So we're only at 12,000 feet. We're climbing like crazy though. 15,000 feet. Here's 20. Let's split out. I'm just going to drop the angle a little bit. We're still climbing, but you see the pink trend vector? That's telling us our trend. So the cool thing with the trend vector, Sky did a great job at this. So watch this. If I drop my pitch, you notice the trend vector goes down. That's telling you where you'll be in a certain number of seconds. So, you know, you get used to it as a pilot. You can kind of tell where your trend vector is, and then like say I want to keep a consistent climb, you keep it kind of there and you can kind of oscillate and I can keep the same climb rate. That was kind of cool. So we're up at 30,000 feet. I don't know, fuel is not connected, so I have no clue where I am. I'm just up in the clouds at 30,000 feet. Start losing some altitude here. I need to be careful that I don't dump it right in the drinky. Yeah, I'm trying to read chat while I'm coming down. Let me, I'll set like a 4,000 feet per minute descent. That's super high, but we're good. Yeah, modular jet engines would be awesome. There was actually a mod. I had the mod on. I forget when I was back when I was building this because I put on other mods, so I figured might as well. There was a mod for a tiny jet engine, and it was really cool because I was going to make a cruise missile for this, and it actually had like a tiny jet engine sitting underneath the missile. I forget the model of it, but it was really super cool. But yeah, some modular, smaller jet engines would be cool. Up, up, up. See, look at how fast I'm descending. So I need to bring my trend up here. Okay, and then now I can see again. I just ended up back at, where am I at? Main Island? Okay, let me try to get in Harrison here. Alright, so I'm slowing down. I'm going to do kind of a little snappy here, and trying to get some more pics for Endo, or some, oh no, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Okay. Trying to get some video for Endo here. He's looking for some clips, but one of them exterior shots. So, I usually don't fly in third person just because I'm so you need to roll out before you pitch. That's how I save that. If you try fixing that with pitch, you are gonna not do it. You need to roll out first. So it's kind of ugly with the microcontrollers. I'm trying not to focus on the microcontrollers. So let's come in for a landing here. So I did kind of across the field bang here to get across the field. Alright, so I want to come in. Let's try to keep it about 160 knots. I don't have flaps set up on this yet. Once I get in flaps, I should be able to get this down to like 120. I don't know what the approach speed is on this. Like, we used to come in the airlines 125. I wouldn't be surprised because this actually has a straighter wing than my airliner had. My airliner had a more sweep. You know, this is a nice big straight wing. I should hopefully be able to get this down to 120. If I can get a 120 knot approach speed, which I'm doing fine right now. I don't want to get much lower than that. It's just not realistic. I'm happy. I'm going to kind of do a third-person crank here. All right, I'm starting to stall. I'm starting to wallow. So wallow's... Oh, I did... No, I didn't put it in. So wallowing is kind of the plane. It acts very mushy. And it does that because you don't have enough lift. And so that's a fact of me getting slow. So the plane, the physics engine in this actually simulates kind of a wallow pretty well. Really, it's taken me extra time to get my control surface to respond. So it's necessarily, you know, so it has that behavior, like it feels really wallowy. So like, let me show you. Right now I have full right aileron, I have full left aileron. You see how slow it is? This is wallowy. You have very slow response, and the reason for that should make sense, right? Your airflow is much slower over your control surfaces. So since the airflow is slower, your control surface is able to do less work. And so you're essentially not able to do as much. So what we're doing here is I'm on a downwind. I'm on a right downwind. So you see I'm downwind, down to the field. So I put the gear down early, but often in a jet, you will put the gear down early because a jet is very slippery, right? A jet is designed to be, to go fast. And so the jet has jets often have very little drag. Even at idle thrust, like if you were to leave the jet to its own devices, it'd probably go up to 30 miles an hour on the ground. So you kind of need to, you have a lot of static thrust even at idle thrust. So you need to kind of use things like gear and flaps to get slowed down. So the first thing we would do is as soon as we got below 250 knots, we drop the gear. And the reason was we needed help slowing down. And we need all that drag to slow us down. So I'm kind of using a more rudder than I'd use. I'm not doing your rescue in my flanker, sir. Oh, oh, little bit. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Oh, that was ugly. Again, that's me flying in third person. You see how ugly that is. Try to get in for an approach here. I'm going to just do this. Normally this would rip the gear off, but I'm not used to flying this lately, so it's too wallowy for me right now to do a tight pattern like that. That was way too tight of a pattern. That was like a Cessna pattern. Generally, in a big jet, you'll come in straight in as much as you can. You don't really do much pattern work. All right, so let's slow back down. Let's take our time. I'm going to try to do this realistically. I'm going to slow down to approach speed. Let's come in at like, see, 160. I'm still a little wallowy. Like, it feels wallowy. Let's come up a little bit. I don't want to come in too fast, but I want to have enough control ability that I can make this work. See, like, I'm a little bit wallowy here, and so my controls are a little slow, so I have to be careful. And you don't want to bank, do high angles of attack and high bank angles at slow speed because it takes too much of your lift vector, and you essentially don't have enough lift to hold the plane in the air, so you get that fast sink rate like I had. So we're coming in at 170 knots. We're going to do a big straight in, so I'm going to kind of go third person here for a little bit. Okay, it's off to my right. I'm going to crank it a little bit. So every time you do a big bank crank, see how we sunk? You want to add power. And so, like that, I left the power in, so let me get on the center line here. You have to use more rudder in-game than you do in real life, so I'm going to try to slow down 150 knots. I'm still a little wallowy, so I might... that inboard aileron does not work. I need to fix that so that it works. Oh, this is a gorgeous approach. See those two big squares? Those are your aiming bars. So see me aiming right at my aiming bars? And let's do a center line touchdown. Oh my god, that was gorgeous. That's how it's done. Perfect. Touchdown on the aiming bars. I do not have brakes at the moment, so let's keep that in mind. I didn't hook the brakes up, so. But that was a beautiful landing. That's how you do it in a jet. You want, you know, you go on like a 10-mile final. You know, this thing at approach speed, you're doing 2 miles a minute. So a 10-mile approach will take you, you know, it only takes you 5 minutes to come in. And so you want to have that nice long approach. I was trying to do a Cessna approach. You know, I was way too close. Like if you look the river, like let's look at the river. See the river? I was right out there. So that meant that my final, I needed to crank a plane going 160 knots. I needed to do a quick turn around here, and it just wasn't happening. I also tried to do it inboard of the mountains, which was too tight. What I needed to do was be out to, like, say, here, and then come all the way out to here, and then come around like that, and then I could have made it in. So just way too close. All right, so this is really coming along. Thank you. Appreciate the kind words for my landing. But yeah, so I'm really happy with this, man. The glass isn't annoying the hell out of me. That's the whole reason I didn't touch this earlier, was the glass was driving me nuts. I was like, oh my god. But I'm kind of digging the glass. I'll probably do a couple paint variants. I like this blue this is the quintessential ship harasser paint. This is what they use to go out and annoy ships all day. And so I kind of like that because that's what this is going to do. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's... I really want to hook the guns up. Where are we at here? Yeah, I'm not rescuing you in the fencer. It's just not happening, dude. I have one seat. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words of the landing. All right, let's get in here. These missiles are junk. Those are going to go. Those are my old Comets. They're not junk. These took a lot of work, but then the devs actually came out with better missiles. So, or came out with the new missile heads. This needs to be fixed. I don't like this at all here. Ick. Let me see. Let me consult. I may have done that for a reason. I doubt it. But let's bring up the fencer and see. Okay. The intakes. Did I screw the intakes up? Let's look at this picture. You're gonna bring me to some War Thunder site? No thanks. I actually kind of like some of these renders better than real pictures, just because they're a little bit clearer sometimes, and you can zoom in on stuff. So it has more intake. Let me see. So this is the fuel probe. That's why it's visible. As you can see how it's visible in this picture, you can actually see it. I like to beak out the nose a little bit more. I like to XML edit a pipe and put a couple fins on it for this probe. If you look at the main wings, it has that one pivot on it. So this actually pivots with the wings. Not a huge fan of my tank design. There actually are massive tanks. Let me see if I can find, let me see, SU-24 fencer armament. There was a great picture that I have saved somewhere. Here it is. This is one of them. No, where is it? This one. Okay, this is a great picture. So if you look at this picture, oh, I'm sorry guys, I keep forgetting to switch over display capture. So if you look at this picture here, this is the armaments. So this was another good one here too. So you can kind of see, you know, you have your stations on here, and then like you have these bomb racks. So I'm gonna do bomb racks, probably center stations. There are some big. What I'm trying to find is my fuel tanks are enormous, and there's a reason why. Is there's a certain set of fuel tanks that are really big. I think it's these. Yeah, these ones. These here maybe. It has a big set of fuel tanks. I'm trying to. I'll make them more shapely later, but I'm trying to find. Like, see, that one's a cool one. I have all the belly bombs on there. So it has 2 inboard stations, but they'd have to be on the wings, which I can't make work in game. But this is that paint scheme that I'm using. I really like that paint scheme. I just need to change this. This blue is too blue on mine. I need to kind of. I actually have some colors. Let me check that really quick. I might have saved that color that I was working with a whole shade of these colors here. Let me see. No, oof, that's brutal. These are actually some real sea colors, but they work well with camouflage. But so I'll have to find something here. I'll work on those colors. So my intakes are right here. You can see my intakes. They even have that intake flap there. I think that's why I chopped this short was because of that. But I really don't like this angle here. Let's kind of go. Let's go 2x. I really don't like how that came out. That looked ugly as heck. So that's better. That might not be 100% accurate, but that looks much better than what I had there. So, oh, don't do that. Color swap is deadly. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot better. It was kind of looking ugly the way I had it. All right, let's get this. I want to get. Let me fix this. The center spar here needs to be. Oh, it's 4. Absolutely piece of cake that is. How often does something just turn into a piece of cake and you don't have to fight with it? So now that will let me look to my right a little bit easier. I was almost banging into the drink. I was almost hitting the drink there while I was inverted. I'm usually pretty good at inverted flying, but I have to be able to see out my windows to be able to not hit things, and I was starting to struggle to see. And that was going to spell disaster for me. Did we figure out what color the roof is? Let me look again. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but let's just do. This is what I get into. You see how many tabs I end up opening, and then it's like I go to bed and I'm like, holy crap! I have a million tabs open. Trying to see if I can. There we go. So. Yeah, that's a center. See how it's very claustrophobic in there? I like that. Oh, so I actually might want to put that facing forward and kind of put a little, this is like a little privacy window because you're probably sitting in this thing for hours and you probably don't want to look at your weapons officer after a while. So that's kind of, yeah, it comes up here. So maybe I'll do something with that. This is a cool armament pick. The armament on this thing is insane. It's just enormous and it's been around forever. That's one of the reasons I wanted a big jet was I made the SU-25, the Frogfoot, before this, which has been out in the workshop forever. I need to update that. It's done, but this is another good one I've had. I'll show you guys this one. I'm sorry, guys. I keep forgetting to switch display capture over. It's kind of a pain because it does the tiling effect. You see how it shows the top of the window. You can see that. And so this is the low-res picture, but this shows all the internal workings, so that's kind of cool. So let me, before I get too distracted, let's go back and fix a couple quick things before the circus comes to town here. So my elevator, these are all my elevators in here. Those go to here. Pitch. This pitch here should also go to pivots. Okay, this is going to pivots right here. What is this? This is my pivots. Okay, right here. This here needs to go to, I think I put it off the seat, WS. So let's go look at this really quick. I've been kind of jumping around so much that so let's watch our elevator. So see the elevators there? So it has a full moving tail. Often the reason you do that is at high speeds, especially over Mach 1, you need almost like a full moving control surface to even work. Yeah, Mr. G, it took me a second to catch the OBS. Makes that tiling thing. I need to set it up so it doesn't tile like that. But so one thing, like I was talking about that wallowing. Right now, if you look at my ailerons, the outboard ailerons are the only ailerons that move. What's going to happen is that inboard aileron, when these wings are open like this, will also move. So I'll have even more aileron control. So that'll give me more roll control. When the wings auto stow, that will shut off. So essentially, once it gets past a certain angle, that will automatically disable this one. And then the other thing is when I put on flaps, the flaps will be down. So I'll probably give them maybe, I don't know, that much flap there. But it's only going to be the inboard, maybe 2, and then the outside will be 100% aileron. So that should help with controllability. But that's just this big control surface is really not doing anything. It's just kind of for show. All right, so that's done. Let's go ahead and put in Constant number. Let's do a constant number. And this is just going to be for those little, that's just going to be for these, the panels. So change these from that. Oh, okay, that's right. And I can get rid of this now. Okay, good. So that's that. All right. What are you? You need to be... So it's kind of... let me kind of redo this. So... Okay, so I actually kind of know how I want to do this now. So let's go ahead and let's... I want teal. So it is a teal ceiling. So he kind of has a little privacy fence between him and his weapons officer. Oh, so see, it's sitting over the seat, so I can't go completely privacy fence, but I can kind of... Let's do this. Can I go here? Nay. Okay, so I'm just going to put a privacy fence in the middle there. So I'll get a little bit of a privacy fence here. I can imagine you're sitting out there with another sweaty Soviet harassing ships all day that you might want a little bit of a privacy wedge between you and your weapons officer. Okay, there we go. And then I could XML edit something, but to put there that has no collision, but I'm not interested in that right now. So that's kind of the cool little detail that's there. Might even go whole block. I think I'm going to do a whole, I don't know. I'll do a whole block. I don't want to see too much of the weapons officer. There we go. Actually, you know what? It was shaped wedge in the picture, so I'll wedge it out. So that's kind of cool. Just try to keep it a little bit flavor of the real vehicle. All right, let's save this really quick. I'd like to go do a weapons run. Would be kind of cool. All right, let's do the Manticore. All right, Manticore weapons panel. Where you at? Where you at? All right, let's find that. It is a big old panel. Again, another reason why I love building a big vehicle is just so easy to hide these 900 microcontrollers that I have. All right. We're going to add to our stack on the roof. So this, one of the things that's nice with this is it reads all the information from the stations. So I don't really always need that, but sometimes I do. So, all right, so I need to configure this panel to run it. So let's see. Seat. Okay, you need the seat pretty much just for the trigger. Trigger is fire. Weapons officer at some point I'll make work, but I can't do it in that seat anyway. Panel out to the panel. So the panel doesn't read anything on this one. It does, I think, actually. Let me look at what I'm working with here. Okay, it's out here. So these need to be dip. And then I need to count out my stuff. So this here is going to have, I kind of have more digital stuff here. So we have guns is a toggle button. I have this flipped off the, no, that's the right way I normally do it. This is master arm, flip switch 2. 3 is going to be auto cannon ammo. Okay. Dial, and then let me count what I have in there. That's going to kind of inform what I'm doing here. So let's go in the back. What are you? 2 bigs? There's 2 larges on there. I forget what 2 larges are. Let's get in there and check it. I am lost. Where am I? There am I. Okay. 250. So that's 500 rounds. Okay. Yeah, so that's 500 rounds there. That's not bad. All right, so that's going to be where I set that dial to. One thing I could do here, this is actually what I'm going to do here. I do this on my other one, so it's actually, I can port that in pretty easily, I think. So what I'm going to do here is make 3 autocannon ammo 100s. And so what I do is I'll have two numbers. The first number will be 100, the second number will be tens. So 50 would be 500 rounds. You know, a 1 would be 10 rounds. You know, so 1 would be 410 rounds. So essentially you're just rounding to the 10th. So that would be 7 segment, backlight, signal, number, and where are we at? 3. And then let's go to this. I want to copy all this so I don't have to, I'm going to have to rewrite it anyways. It obscured it. Autocannon, ammo 10s, AC ammo 10. I'm just going to do the AC. AC ammo 100s. This is going to be 4. Okay, and this is going to be a 7 segment. I don't mind the dial. The issue is I'm sitting on the other seat. It's going to be tough to see it. So that's going to be backlight signal. And then I'll fix those later. And you said, what was it? Neon, radioactive, Chernobyl green for that. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm going to need to label these all out. So this is where I didn't get to, was really these. So what are we at? 4, so there's going to be 5. I know I can double up. I've talked about this before, why I don't double up my inputs, outputs. Reason I don't do that is I end up, if I try to change something like a dial to a button, like say I want to move this over here, sometimes that can be a pain. And if I need to, I'll do it, but I don't do it if I don't need to. It's at 6. I already started numbering these, which is always a pain. 7. It's not too bad, but it's kind of a pain. 8. I need to see how many I need to. I'm not going to do all of them if I don't need to. 9. And then kind of my whole naming scheme is port 1 through, starting at the wingtips, working my way in, and then starboard, same thing. And I'm going to go count in a second here. What was that? I'm already losing track. It should be 12, I think. Yep, 12. All right, let's go count. So we have station 1 through 3, 4, 5. And then these are going to have to be shared. So I'll probably make this port and this one starboard. So it'll be 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're up through 6, and then it'll be starboard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, one of them is going to have to be off. That's fine. I have an extra. Okay, so 6 on port 6. So that's fine. I have plenty. So that's port 4. So there's going to be 6. That will be good. Where are we at here? 12, 12, 12. 13. 13. 14. Yeah, 15. Oh, I do have centers in there. Okay, I already labeled centers. That's why I had what I had. Okay, so it goes S5, port 5, then it goes center front, center rear. Okay, so these are considered ports here. And then that's port and starboard, and then that's center front, center rear. And these will most likely be bomb racks. You could put one massive munition in there. One of the reasons that I kind of like it up in these spindly legs is it lets me have a big Johnny underneath. I have to be careful, like it can't go past these doors, so it'll have to be rear mounted. As long as it fits within that zone would be good. Let's paint something really quick while I'm here. I kind of get bad at like doing things as I'm there, and then I run into problems where I have to go back, and then it's a pain. Let's get into where I'm at here. You saw how many times I changed my mind on paint, so that's kind of sometimes why I paint last. And then the build looks completely like miserable and unfinished, and then I'll be like, "Zang, here's some paint," and then it like just livens right up. So it's kind of a big big motivation boost when your build is kind of looking pretty boring, and then you just paint it, and it's like, yep, that looks perfect. You know, it's kind of a nice little motivation, I find. All right, so let's see where we're at here. All right, so I need to finish hooking up the weapons here. So let's go ahead and start doing station. So all these are reading the stations. I don't need all this, but again, I have plenty of space, so it doesn't matter. Part of this is if I do more complex systems, if I do things like gun pods. This thing had the coolest system. It had, you could put gun pods on, right? And the gun pods had a 20mm Gatling on it. And they would actually aim down. So they had a pivot on them. And the gun pods would pivot, and so you could fly in over target at perfectly level, and the guns would aim down automatically and hit the target. So that was really super cool. Let's continue with what I'm doing before I get confused. What is this? I just want to check this before. Gear panel. Okay, that's my gear panel. And let's start hooking this before I get distracted. Port 1 is going to be here. We want launch. Port 2 is center station, launch. Port 3 is this station, launch. Port 4 is going to be fuel tanks. So often what I'll do is I need to read this value for 4, definitely. And the reason I need to read that for 4 is that will not allow me to drop it, I think, until it's empty. And so that's why I do that often. Where's port 5? Yeah, port 5. Auto cannon, we'll go to auto cannon. Zingo. Where are you at? S1. I'll just grab them as I get them. I'll just hook them up instead of trying to fish for one that I'm looking for. Launch there. Let's go to, what do you, S2. I kind of like this tactile feel. A lot of people have cool like automated systems. I tend not to do too much automation because it's kind of like that's what keeps me interested. I think I need to put an do I have an adder in here? I need to put an adder in here because this one's, let me see, do I have space on this? I do. Actually, they're gonna eat together. I could just double it. Let's just do that. Might not be might give might a second before I'm out it might report incorrectly, but let's see where we're at here. Panel. Okay, so that's this auto cannon ammo. Let's do a function here. X times 2. So it's going to read off one of the ammo cans, but it's going to just double it. Not necessarily 100% accurate, but it's going to be easier. So this needs to go to what numbers? 3 and 4. So this will go here. And then I'll change this to start channel 3. And I'll make it 2. And then that should be 3 and 4. That will run what we need there. So that's a little bit better to do it that way, I find. That's good. Okay, so that will do that. I really want to get out there and shoot at something. Okay, so let's see. That's going to go to just one of the ammo cans because I think they alternate. Where are we at here? I'm missing some station. Okay, I need to fix this. This doesn't have enough stations currently. What are you doing down here? Okay, here are my other channels. I just need outputs. I'm at max size, I think. Nope, not at max size. Okay, let's go back. Let's make sure I'm clear on all sides. I am. Okay. I can grow this by one section. Bang. All right, so where did I stop? S4, P4, S4, P4. I need 5 and 5. I'm just going to messy them in here. So that's going to be output P5, output S5, S5, and then I have center, front, and back. So center, front, and back. And I'm probably going to definitely want to read a composite from them, but I'm not doing composites right now. Output center front. Oh, didn't like me hitting the C key. Center front and output center back. Okay. And then I need to find those. Are they going to be in the middle of the build? I hope not. They're going to be buried in this, I guarantee it. There we are. Not too bad. So this is like one new thing I want to do here. So this is where they end up. I need to start doing this with all my builds. When I build it, move something over so that the new blocks come somewhere easy to find. That's going to be my new method, I think. So these are all coming down here. Zing, zing, zing. All right, so numbers-wise. Okay, so I might need to renumber these. Let's see. Okay, so auto cannon. Let me check, read this. So 31 is trigger. So seat, 31 is trigger. Let's see, what is 1? 1, you know what I'm going to do? Let's update this. This is set for the Manticore. So let's go ahead. It's a small change here. Let's load the Manticore. Instead of rewriting the whole panel and being a pain, what I'll do is I'll look at this. And so this is how I have it set up here. I have master arm as 1. I have auto cannon, so that is 2. So 2, 3 for these, and then master arm is 1. And let me write these down so I'm not doing it 12 times. Yeah, I see. You probably noticed I do have a million microcontrollers on this. The weapons panel, it would probably be good if I had some segregated ones. This one's kind of like a master weapons panel I've been kind of having good luck with, but tend to swap out smaller microcontrollers. It definitely makes it easier to definitely makes it a lot easier if you want to put it in a different build. I tend to rebuild all my microcontrollers for each build, which is a huge pain, but it works very well for that particular thing. AC. So I'm just writing down the numbers here so that I don't have to move them. I like where I laid them out. And then that is 10s is 4. All right, so now I can just change the numbers on the panel. And I don't have to go through that microcontroller and try to figure where everything is. It's just a lot quicker to do it this way, I think. Go back to the other build. All right, so guns is going to be 3. Where are we at there? Master is 1. What are we talking? Hundreds is 2. And 10s is 4. Okay, good. So that's set up. Then what I need to do is I screwed something up in here. What did I screw up? What did I screw up? I'm trying to remember what I screwed up. Crap. I screwed something up, and now I'm going to have to pay for it if I can't remember. I just had it in my head. Screwed up a number. I'm trying to figure the number. Okay, so let's check these out. So we have 5, S5, and P5. So these should be the next in line. S5, P5. So those should be, instead of actually trying to guess and doing it again, I'm just going to look. So 13, why is this backwards? No. Okay, so it's 13, 13 through 16. Okay, that's fine. I don't know why I thought that was weird. Yeah, I see, Mr. G. Definitely, it definitely can be a lot more helpful to do that. You notice what I did to myself here with this stack of nonsense. That was brilliant of me to do that. I hate them when they're not in line, and it just makes life so difficult. What is that? Oh, that's just nonsense too. That's not doing anything. So that there is 13. 13 is 5. So I have a stack of just absolute crap here, but whatever. Again, I don't want to redo them, so 5. And then this is going to be center front, and this here is going to be center rear. Okay, good. So let's clean this back up here. I need to keep all my beautiful lines straight again, or else I'm going to have a mental breakdown. All right, so that's good. That should give me all my stations. Update that. Bang. All right. 5. S5 is this station, right? Where are you? There you are. Nope, you're this station, aren't you? Launch. Nope, it's P5. Don't even know my port for my starboard right now. Let's see, launch. Where are we at here? Center's got moved, I think, to the top. Center front. Launch. And then center back. Should be rear, but I put center back. Oh my god, I was like looking at everything wrong here. There we go, center front. So we have all of them set up here. All right, let's do this. I want to go kill something. I was really not happy about working on this build. I like pouted about this build for so long because of, you know, when I decided not to use the mods, I was like, I gotta redo the glass. And I'm actually liking this cockpit a lot. It's a little square than I'd like, but it's not bad. I'm enjoying it, so now I'm excited about it. This often happens, like I wasn't looking forward to working on the excavator because I had just worked on the excavator, and I kind of was like, that excavator is just overscaled. And so that's when I was like kind of bummed out and didn't want to work on it. And then I started working on it. Once it kind of got to this level where it's where you want it and it's functioning well, I was really enjoying it. So let's look at a picture really quick. This is kind of bugging me. And so if something's bugging me, I kind of want to hit it. So the scale is going to be a little bit off. Let me change the OBS screen here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So like, look at this picture. So see how far back the intake is? I want that intake to be set back, but I also want the wing to not go over the intake. So let me look. So that is super bugging me, but part of it is this angle here. I can't. So I could cut the angle early and strake out the wing a little bit earlier. So I could strake the wing maybe here. Don't know though. I could strake the wing just here early. Let me see how I like this. So that could kind of strake, you know, strake is the is this part of the wing here. See if I like this. See, the wings are coming up too close to the cockpit, which, like, if I was going to design it myself, I would probably do that, but I don't, you know, I want it to kind of be the way it is. So I'm trying to think. Let me paint it and see how this looks. And then let's merge that in. Yeah, let me look at the top here. So all I'm doing is I'm cutting in 2 blocks. It's a little bit, you know, goofy, me worrying about it. The other thing I could do is go 2 blocks in. I'm trying to find, let me see if I can find a picture of that is, see if I can find a good top-down pic. Very few, like, really good top-down. Here's one. See if I can't zoom way in on this. So, okay, so if you look here, it terminates a considerable distance back. And then it strakes right here off of the interior of the inlet. So you have a nice straight section and strakes. And let me kind of get myself set right there. So right about there, and then let's kind of just interpose the other picture. So yeah, so right about there. So we have a good, I don't know, let's say 6 blocks back. So this needs to kind of terminate earlier. I don't want to screw with it too much, but it's yeah, because see, I'm also doubling it up there. I could let's go. Let's take this strake. Let's cut it. Let's go into, I'd have to do right there. Let's go one more in. I might see why I did it the way I did it, but let's do this. I think this is like super picky bull BS here. Yeah, see, actually this all cuts out. It's a little bit super picky. I'm definitely feeling this is picky, but you know, I kind of want to get it right. Yeah, this is so super picky right now, but whatever. We make a white for now. I'll paint it in a second. Oh, don't do that. That's probably more realistic there. I'm thinking that's more realistic there. I'm causing myself problems here, but they're not insurmountable problems. Let's look at the picture over at the top. So it terminates at the wall of the so this actually kind of curves down and terminates, and this actually is riding above, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep that. See, like, this engine cell needs to come up, so let's do this actually. Let's let this terminate in the wall, and then let's bring up, I know this is the most picky thing on earth, but you know, I'm kind of getting the point where I can do a little bit more shaping here. Okay, so it terminates there on the side, and then this comes up and meets, and then there is a kind of angular piece there. So I'm just trying to see how to finish these angles. Okay, where does that, so where do, this sticks out, but I think something comes up and covers it. So let me kind of do this, drag it like so, and I can see mine, and I can see it. So it has the intake ends here, and then you have this part, and that's where the strake comes out. Okay, so that's good. So let's how to finish this. All right, let's go ahead and do this, and then try. Let's see if I can grab a 2 here. Like that, maybe? Let's try this. See how I like this. Might like this better. Like my strakes were enormous. Okay, let's kind of, I'm going to try to go above and see how I'm looking here. Let me cover in a little bit more. I'm going to do a little paint because I'm not going to be able to see what I just did. Oh, don't do that. I don't want a bucket. Bucket's going to color things inside. It could color like some blacked out areas that I already worked on, and that's just not what I want to be doing. Okay. This is really like very nitpicky here, but it's kind of that nitpicky stuff that sometimes is worth it. Okay, so let's look at the wing shape here. So we have 2 wing shapes, kind of the more forward strake, and we have this. Let's go ahead and try to bring in my other picture here. So kind of, let me see if I can get them side by side. So that is looking massively weird here. And that looks more realistic there. So it kind of was better the way it was. Just spent all, yeah, this happens, spending a bunch of time on kind of, not to say wasting time, but just spending time trying to see if you want to change something, and then you're like, nope, liked it the way it was. Okay. So try to get this, I'm just trying to change the angle a little bit. Maybe potentially clean this angle a little bit, just a hair. At the end of the day, the details are really what makes the build kind of pop. And so as much as it's a pain to come back and like redo some small detailing nonsense, come on, fill it in, fill it in, fill it in, fill it in, fill it in right there. Bingo. Okay. So I'm thinking that's the angle I'm liking there. So I think that is pretty good. So let's kind of fill this in. Let's paint it. Let's give it one last look. It doesn't need to be perfect to the IRL one. It just needs to. It's an inspired by fencer. This one is more. This will be called the SU-25 fencer because the dimensions are correct. It's dimensionally kind of catered to that. So you see. Did I just kind of make that other? Yeah. Let's see. That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, so that's pretty good. I think that's a little bit better. I just can't really get the angle to be different than what I have or want. So that's not bad. I like that. Not perfect, but it looks good. The intakes have the kind of the shape the intakes have of the real one. This here needs to be colored. That is definitely... and then this here needs to be blacked out on the roof. This is another reason I don't like bucket, is like I bucketed something and then it colored this. And yeah, so we'll go like that. Yeah, so this is looking really good, I think, shape-wise. All right, I get distracted. Hello, the Dr. Dano. How are you? And so, let's see. Let's go shoot at something. I'm trying to get this finished to where I can shoot at stuff. All right, so let's save this. Make sure all my... This is what's going to matter is this here. If I didn't hook this, that would be, oh my, panel. All right, and so this stuff I don't have to worry about. So what these are all about, these composite channels, is say, for example, I hook this composite. Let's actually start hooking them up. P4. So P4 is right here. So P4 is a very important one. So composite data send. That's sending information to this pod. That is not important on this because this is a fuel tank. But if I want to swap this fuel tank out for a rocket pod, this would tell the rocket pod, hey, fire a rocket, fire a rocket, fire a rocket. The rocket pod, once empty, would then drop. So if I have, 56 rockets, as soon as all the rockets are expended, thank you, Dr. Dano. After all the rockets are expended, as soon as I fire my last rocket, my next press will drop the pods and get rid of them. So that's why I do that. So that's what that's all about. I haven't set that up yet, so I'm not going to screw with it yet. What is this? Oh, doing all this screwing around, I ended up, I'm supposed to have some of these underneath here. It's kind of a double thickness wing here. And so, double thickness wing that I end up just cutting to make that work. All right, so that is there. So that's looking good. I should be able to go back. No, I can't go back 4. That's fine. All right, so, there are going to be a bunch of things on here. Like, I'm going to put a TGP pod, a targeting pod. And so I need to be able to communicate with those. So let's go ahead and test some stuff here. Let me check my trigger. My trigger should be push, not toggle. Fire selected. Weapon. Okay. Push, not toggle. Let's spawn. Let's go shoot my gun, and then I'm going to throw on my new Comet missiles. I'm having really good hit rates, and then I think what I'll do is I'll spawn this, and we will try to go shoot some stuff. Okay, gun's working again. See, it pushes it back. I should hook brakes up at some point. Let's see. Where is parking brake? Did I might not have that connected to anything. Where are we at here? I think this has parking brake on it. Heat, closed canopy, brake 6. Where are you going? I just want to have like the main things I need before I go away here. It goes there to jet turbine controller. Afterburners, starters. Okay, it goes there. I'll send it to another panel. It's fine. So I need a brake panel at some point. Let's see, logic. You going anywhere else? No. I'll send it to a brake panel at some point. I don't really care right now to do it. Kind of want to get moving on this. It does not have an ejection seat. I think they eject vertical. I think they do. But potentially could add it. Like, I have floor space here. The issue is on this side. I might be able to add an ejection seat. I don't want to, I sometimes have issues with adding a bunch of collisions or adding some of that stuff in there, because if I get hit by a bullet, I'm afraid that ejection seat's going to disconnect, and then I can't control anymore. But I might look into ejection seat. All right, let's try to remember what I'm doing here. So I distract myself quite often. Here are my new comets. These are working really well. So let's go through some comets on this. Let's save it. These are the new comets. New and improved comets. And I'm just going to dump them all over the station. So this should have really good really good murder potential. And I'm going to go load up my what do you call it? My Stormworks Warzone save, and I'll go absolutely hammer some stuff, and we'll see if this thing is as deadly as I remember it. Still don't have electricity properly held up, so things like infinite electricity are going to be on. This is actually easier to mount weapons on than some of the other ones, because I do stagger mounts. Okay, so now for the center stations and the P5s, or the 5 stations, I need to be careful that I don't interfere with the gear doors. So I really need to be careful there. So this can go here, I think. Yeah, that door doesn't open all the way. Perfect. I thought I've set those up so that they would work right. Paste that, and then I might be able to fully fill this with munitions. This is, oh geez, dude, I can't do back. I can do one or the other. See, I'm close. I could go like that. I could put it between the gear doors. Yeah, see, so that's the only station. That's all right, because what this station does is this is a bombing station. So what you would do is you'd actually put a rack of bombs on there. So you put a multi-rack on there. You'd actually, I think they hook to both of them, and then there's a huge stack of bombs that goes on there. So that's set up as a multi-rack. So we have 9 missiles. Theoretically, you could put more on these stations if they weren't fuel. Autocannon. I'm going to light off a missile. And if the missile lights, we will be good. Master power, master arm, P1. Launch. Appears to work. Let's go through all of them. S1, launch. Okay, P2, launch. S2, launch. P3, launch. S3, launch. S5, launch. These ones underneath me make me very nervous. Okay, this one I can't launch. That will hit the gear. That one's not going. All right. Turn to workbench. Let's save this. That is not going. All right. Let's go ahead and let me just double check the save. Where's my? Oh, excuse me. Yep, we're good on time there. Let's go ahead and exit this. We'll go kill some stuff, and then I think I'll go watch some Game of Thrones. Where are we at here? Warzone testing. XML missile pack. I do not I do not have a pack. I XML edited the warhead myself. Is there a good missile pack, Mr. G? If there is, can you let me know what it's called, and I will look it up. All right, so we are on my Warzone testing. I need to do a couple things while I'm here. I need to do vehicle damage off, player damage off, infinite electricity on. The reason I'm doing that is I presently... this should have a bunch of people flying around being an absolute pain, and I need to be able to take off. And I'm going to take off right in the heart of the enemy. And so in order to take off in the heart of the enemy, I need to have that stuff off until I can get off the ground. Once I'm airborne, they can pound sand for all I care. I have no brakes. Let me do brakes really quick. Let's see. I'm just going to do a quick... I don't think I need 6 on my seat. So I'm just going to do this for now. 6 on my seat until I hook up the panel. There we go. Okay, that will just do that. That way I have it if I need it. To stop, I can slam on the brakes. Okay, so let's get out of here. Let's go kill everything in sight. Let's do this. Instead of making you guys have to watch rain and fog, I'm going to do this. Get rid of it. Override that. I'm already getting shot at, but it's fine. Like I said, I shut off damage. Get in the seat. Get in the seat. There we go. Let's go canopy master. Engine start stop. All right. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, good. I'm going to do a third person kind of taxi out. You guys can see. I wish I could do proper trailing link gear. Maybe I could add a piston on there, a suspension, just static suspension that doesn't do anything. Yeah, if you can send that Steam link, Mr. G, that would be good. I've not seen it. I may have gone across it, but I have not actually looked into it yet. It took me the missiles. You need to definitely get the center of gravity in the center of. Thank you, Mr. G. You need to get the center of gravity and the essentially the center of lift on the control fins correct. All right, so let me go through a small little checklist. Let's hit 6 on the brakes. I'm sitting on the runway here while they're trying to attack me, but we should be plenty good here. All right, we have 9 missiles. We have a helicopter coming up behind us. Let's go. 6. All right. Yep. I'll see you in a minute there, guy. Once I get clear, I'm going to go and I'll turn on all the damages. Need to fix this HUD at some point. Let's go 150. Rotation speed is 150. And we're out of here. Let's see if I can click the gear and watch them really quick. Okay, the back gear are misbehaving. Why are they misbehaving? Oh, you know what it is? It's the physics issues with 9 million. Oh, crap. Okay. It's the physics issue with 9 million. There's just too many AI in the area. Let me get out of the area. The physics is just calculating super slow. See how the gear are going up now? The gear should be going up here in a second. Let me slow back down. Gear should go up now that we're away from all those enemy. Okay, so see how the gear, that one's misbehaving because it captured the door. So let's go ahead and do this. Slow down. We're at 140 knots. Put the gear down. That door is broken. Crap. Okay, so that was caused by just having too many enemy in the area. They caused my gear to glitch out because they were tanking my performance. All right, let's start with a missile run. Let's come in about 200 knots. I don't want to come screaming in here. The faster you go, the quicker your response time has to be, and the shorter the amount of time you can keep your nose pointed at a target. So once I get up at high altitude, I can't see anything. It's just really hazy. I'm at 1,900 feet, coming down. Let me go in a third, see if I can't see where we're going. Okay, it's over to my right there. All right, good. All right, kind of track here. I'm trying to be careful here. So we have Station 1 Master Arm is on. Let's get lined up for a, I'm going to go a little bit faster here. I want 200 knots. I don't want much more than that. When I run the Manticore, I'm running about 240. So I am running a little bit faster on the Manticore, so I go a little bit faster, but I don't want too much closing speed. That gives me less time to fire my weapon. And I need them to load in, so they're going to give me a big spike of lag when I get close again. I'm trying to look for a ship here. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Okay, I'm coming back in. Where are they? To my right a little bit, maybe? Where you at there, guys? I'm doing big yaw turns, just trying to find enemy. Okay, here we go. They're spawning in now. We got to freeze up. There we go. 12 o'clock low. We have a couple large ships. AAA is shooting at me. Let me do this. Vehicle damage, MPZ, player. See ya. Good night. He took one. And we're going to do a fast escape because we have a AAA. I'm going to take that AAA out. Let's do a split S, and away. All right, I'm coming back for that AAA. I absolutely loathe AAA. So AAA is going to get a hit. I think he is at Spy Cakes. Well, he's definitely at Spy Cakes, but he's at Spy Cakes. He's either on the hill or he's by the hangar. I saw where he was shooting. I think he's by the hangar. I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a pass, and I'm going to try to zoom in on him and with my binoculars and see if I can see him. Okay, here we go. Let's grab binoculars. Binoculars. Where are you at, guy? Where are you? There. Is that him up there? I don't see him. Where are you at, guy? He might be low. I think I just saw him. I'm going to put one in his general direction. I should be able to tag him out. Alright. Let's get him. I got damaged, so I've been hit. Did I get... The gear is screwed up just because of that. So that was just a function of game being a little laggy. So I'm going to put a missile where that AAA is. Oh, don't slow me down too much. I need a little bit of maneuvering there, guy. Okay, so we're going to get where he is. Fire, and I'm going to power out. And missile is away. There it goes. It's tracking him. Did it hit him? I saw the explosion. Did it hit him? I don't see him. I could do like the fence or showstopper and just blast him with blow the doors off him. Trying to see him. Where you at, guy? Did I just blow you up? I think I got him. I think I got him. I got him on the first shot. Yeah. Okay, he's dead. Yeah. Try to hit me doing 317 knots. See how that works for you. Sorry, I'm out of chat for a second. Yes, I made a bunch of stuff for the new update. Let me get slowed down here a little bit, and let me. I won't take up too much time with this, and then I'll answer some chat, and I'll probably go watch some Game of Thrones. But I want to bang off all these missiles. I want to. Oh, there we go. How are you there, guy? Take one, please. Let's watch it go in. It's tracking. Boom, he's hit side. Full power. I'm gonna kind of bank on this how I would IRL. I'm gonna do an escape. I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna do a split S as I load up my next missile. Coming over the top, yanking off some speed, some rudder, spinning around, coming back in, really dumping some speed here, looking for targets. Okay, there's a target. 12 o'clock. Fire. Track. It hit him in the side. Power out. Change direction. Pick a direction. Hammer out. Drop the nose. Come into a vertical. Chop the power. Split S. At the horizon. Drop the nose. Pick a munition. Or a station, rather. Alright, let's grab a turn here. That's a knife edge turn that I wouldn't want to do. He's going to get banged. He got hit right in the top. Little victory roll there for him getting tagged. Alright, so we're doing well here. I'm going to do like a 9G turn here. I got to drop speed. This would be like, you would turn into liquid at this. turning like this IRL. Up down to 200. This thing is absolute death. Alright, I think got a little boy. Little boys are tough. I'm gonna wait for him with a with the there we go. I'm gonna fire at one of the small ones. These don't I just dropped my drop tank. That was not what I wanted to do. Oh, he hit my station. Bastard. He got my aileron. Oh my god, I dropped my drop tank. I don't have that set up so that it will only drop when it's empty. Alright, so Station 4 is my drop tanks, so that's not what I want to do. Station 5 is what I want to do, so that was a big oops. So that should be set up so that what happens is I can only drop that when it's empty. And so that's something that I need to set up. I shouldn't have done a roll going only 200 knots, but let's go, let's roll it out. And let's find a target here. I'm going to drop some speed. I'm descending really fast here. I'm going to do a top-down shot on the little guy there, see if it hits him. I think it got him. It either got him or it got close and hit the ground. Okay, let's go for a gun run on this dude. It kind of annoyed me that I dropped my drop tank. Let's just do this. Let's drop the other drop tank. Watch it go. Okay, I don't want to be have a weight imbalance. All right, so we have auto cannon all set up, ready to go here. Dropping below the horizon. Let's get it rolling. Okay, coming in. I'm gonna try to get a kind of a high angle of attack. There's a helicopter. Can't tell if it's Civi or if it's War Machine. I kind of like the post. It's a pain in the ass and it's in the way, but the good thing with that is it makes it so that I'm not too powerful. Yeah. Oh, what's over there? Something's shooting at me. All right, let me. I'm gonna have to reassess and come around. I'm gonna do a left. There he is. I'm gonna have to do a little left shot here and try to. I need to get a long run on him in order to get the gun lined up. The game likes it if you bank a little bit more than 90. It gives you a little bit better of a roll pull. All right, so I'm going for the far target. This guy's too close here, so he's just going to make it so that I struggle to see him. Where's my far guy? Where's my far guy? Okay, there he is. He's off to my right. Where are you at, guy? Oh, I see you now. I saw him way too late. I didn't see him for a second there. Okay, so my gun's pretty much right here. It's right off the left of this little fork here. I might try to modify that to put like just a red dot there. Oh, you're a helicopter, huh? We might see you in a second here, guy. I'm not gonna do this. Whoa, 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 whoa. So that was me. That was me doing a stall. I was too slow for that much bank. Okay, I'm lined up here. Let's get in. He did hit me in the aileron. That's causing me problems. Yeah. I think I got more firepower than you, guy. Let's roll it out. We got to be close to Mach 1 here. What are we doing here? 450 knots? No, we're not quite Mach 1. So he got absolutely eaten up with that run. Let's try to go finish him off. I got to look out the top more just to kind of orient myself. You get used to looking up while you're banking. It's something when I was flight instructing. You really have to teach people that you got to keep your controls pretty stationary while you're doing that, so you're not accidentally turning. Yep, come on. Oh, I'm out of ammo. I think I'm out. Am I out of ammo? I think so. All right, so let's bang off that the last two stations. See if I can't knock that guy out of here. We're out of gun. The gun has a good bit of ammo, 500 rounds, but it eats through them fast. I'm just gonna bang two off at him, and I'm gonna try to land. This is a short runway, so that's why I made sure I put the brakes on. I'll answer you guys' questions in a second here. Whoa, don't do this. Okay, good. I'm toast. I'm gonna flat spin. Oh, I saved it. How the hell I did a flat spin and saved a flat spin, I will never know. That was brutal, dude. Got myself right into a flat spin. Whew. A little trick, or not a trick, but this is the proper procedure for a spin, is you do not use the ailerons. You got to use the rudder. That was me banging on full rudder. The rudder spun me around, and it actually, as much as people complain about aerodynamics in Stormworks, as somebody who has quite a bit of experience in that, you know, I fly like I'd fly in real life, and I react how I'd really react. Oh, here he is right here. He's dead to my left. He's getting hit with 2. Hi, guy. How are you? Is that a civvy? I don't know. He's getting eaten missiles, though. We'll tell him that. The corkscrew a little. Oh, that's a civvy. Oh, war crimes. Okay, I have one more. Let me see. And I'll land. So anyways, what I was saying is center, station 5, center F, center right. Oh, it's station 5 is what I'm looking for right there. Okay. I'm way too slow here. So what I was saying there was, despite, you know, the simulation not being perfect, I often do a lot of things that I would instinctually do IRL, and it responds correctly. So, you know, as bad as a lot of people think the aerodynamics is, it's not. It's a drag issue. Thank you. Appreciate that. That was an ugly flat spin to get out of. I had to bang, I think, what did I get, left flat spin? So I banged a lot of hard right rudder, and then as it came back around, I had to catch it with left rudder, and then once I got it straightened, you don't want to do a ton of, you do not want to pull on your elevators either. You pull on your elevators, you're going to, essentially, you'll make the spin tighter. There he is. You'll make the spin tighter, and you'll really kill yourself doing that. You have to, get it under control, and then you can do your elevator. Oh, there he is. Oh! Take it, son. Alright, so he banged out that aileron, so I have to worry about that. Let's get rid of some of this trim I have in here. I put in some trim for when I knocked out my aileron. And, I'm going to land with a gear up. It's going to be a gear up landing. Okay, so let's see if I can shake it loose. It's caught on that door. Again, the door, oh, no. Can't do third person, gotta go first. I'm toast here. Up, invert. Ooh! What the hell? I almost hit a bird, too. I cannot save it in third person. I have to go back into first, so it's me moving my hand, get into first person, then do it. Alright, so gear's coming up. Gear's broken. That was because of when there was too many vehicles in the same area, so the physics simulation was slowed down, and it bugged my gear. So that won't be a problem because normally I'll take off not in the middle of the enemy, and then I will come in. So I have to be careful here. I'm on a long left base. Let me try to crank it in. I gotta be careful. Okay. I'm tightening my base up a little bit more than I want. I'm landing with my gear up, so this is gonna be a crash landing regardless. You know what? This runway is too short. It will literally take me seconds to get over to Harrison. So let's go full throttle over to Harrison. Harrison's a longer airfield. I'm gonna need that. So we're going 460. I'd like to get the speed up, but this is also actually reasonably fuel efficient. I don't think I have infinite fuel on. I have infinite electricity on. Let's see if I can get a... that's a civvy helicopter. So only one war crime committed today. That's not bad. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's crank it down. Let's take my time to land here. This is going to be an emergency landing. I'm landing with my gear up because I have that malfunctioning gear. Sometimes you can land on 2. It's kind of up to you. The problem is, the fear in real life is if the one gear wants to dig into the ground, like there's a good chance you end up off the runway when you land with, I'm going to trim here. There's a good chance that you end up off the runway because you're going to have more drag on one side. It's going to spin you. And so it's kind of up to the pilot. Do I want to land with my gear up and land on the belly and hopefully slide straight? Or do I want to have the gear, which it adds shock absorption, which will save you from breaking your spine. But if that gear digs into the soft dirt, I could cartwheel the plane, and then now you're a cartwheeling ball of fire instead of a nice sliding, hopefully not a ball of fire. Where is the runway? Okay, 12 o'clock. So the post is blocking. Beautiful lights are just coming in. All right, we're at 150. It's going to be an emergency landing. So emergency landing procedure, engine shut down, master power off, canopy open, master power off. I think the canopy's hot bust anyways. And then we're going to, I'm just paying attention here. And then pop the canopy, master power off, jump, and get away from the aircraft. Okay, we're going to come in gentle, gentle, gentle. Power up, power up, power up, power up, power up. Often what you'd actually do is... Hey! We're good, we're good. That was awesome. That was fun. I love this thing. I'm glad I got back to it. I was just so disheartened by when I decided no more, no mods. But that was awesome. I'm kind of glad we crashed just for the photo op here. That's awesome. But that was a lot of fun. So this should hopefully be in Stormworks Warzone. I always come up with names that are hard to say. Stormworks Warzone in the upcoming episodes. Let's press P so you can see it jittering and misbehaving. Let me go through the questions really quick here, and then I'll finish up. Let's see where I was. Okay, so let's see. Thank you, everybody, for for all the appreciation of me almost killing myself twice with flat spins. That was just me getting too slow. Let me see. Yeah, thank you, Mr. G, for sending the XML missile part pack. I'll look at that. There have been some things I've been wanting to do, kind of dressing the missiles up. I've got them working really well, so... I also made some laser-guided missiles. Those are working really well. Dr. Dano, I'm sorry, Dr. Dano, not Mr. Dano. Dr. Dano, if you look last week, I put out, 5 episodes on the excavator. This week, there'll be 4 episodes on a front-end loader. Today, I did a live stream on my new mining, what do you call it? Dump truck. Let me do this here real quick. I won't show you the front-end loader because that is, that's going to be the focus of this week's videos. Got to purchase this, huh? I won't show you that because that's the focus of this week's videos, but what I will do is I will show you the mining truck. I did a live stream on that today, so if you want to go back in my live streams, you can see me working on that. That was something I worked on before, so let's see. So this was the mining truck backup. This is what it looked like when I started today on the live stream. And then this is what it turned out to look like when we're done here. So it's not completely done, but this is what this is going to be the mining truck for Industrial Frontiers. I probably won't get it out tonight. I have a video that I made last week of me loading the excavator on Triton. And so I'm going to put that out. So I load it on my low loader and I put it on Triton. So this is my mining truck. I'll start it up really quick here. Door's not connected yet. So pretty simple here. I don't have that connected either. So this was something I made for coal mining. This will fit through the tunnel. And then you can do manual dump on it. So I'm holding the up arrow to manual dump this. And as you can see, those are not connected. Those will connect. Those pistons, I just didn't give them enough time to connect. And as you can see, it dumps on the ground when it reaches a certain height. So this thing holds an insane amount. Let me do this really quick. We'll go see how much this holds. This holds a lot of coal or ore or whatever we're going to be hauling with it. 1875. So this is a good haul on this one. Yeah, like the old Pat series. Let me see. I need to put some more name badges on. I have some more. I think the paint came out really nicely. It had to get a lot of faceting in there. Like these, have these connected yet? You see how slow these are to connect? They take a little bit of time. I could put my tricky little flicker that flicks them into position, but they will connect. It just, you see how they're taking their sweet time to connect. And once they connect, they're faked, so they simulate that opening. But this is a nice vehicle to, let's drive around just really quick. Articulated. So there we go. See, they're just attached. So they take a little bit of time. Usually when I start driving is when they attach. So this has I'm pressing the wrong button. That's why I'm not shifting gears. This has an 11-speed gearbox, so it goes probably a lot faster than the real one would go. But that's, makes it a little bit easier. I need to check traction. This is heavy, so, it doesn't surprise me I have some traction issues. I might fake a little bit of wheel turn in the front to get a tighter turn. As you can see, it's the articulation. It's not wanting to turn as tight as I'd like. So what I might do is you put a tiny bit of wheel turn. It's actually turning all right now. I think it was just being hokey on that side. But yeah, so this is going to be my main mining truck. And then I think I pressed the up arrow as well. And then I'll show you the excavator, Dr. Dano. So this is no, what's in there? Okay, I think it's a bug showing something's in there. Let me make sure I have the fencer saved. I saved it before I left. Yeah, I saved that before I left. Let me just, yeah, that is my new missiles on it. Let's bring up the excavator. So this, oh my God, go back, clear. Grab the workbench. Open. Spawn. Okay, so this is the PAT 354T excavator. So I'll kind of show you this really quick. So this was the feature of this week's videos. So this is kind of cool. All set up to operate here. So this should work well with the Industrial Frontiers. Of course, once I get the I'm trying to remember how to control it. AD is the end piece, as you can see, so I can mine. So once we get the actual bucket for it, I'm going to be able to, or the drill, I'll be able to do that. And then I have my front end loader will be doing all the picking up. So that could use some refinement. Everything's about 90%. Thanks, Dr. Dano. Everything's about 90% probably complete. I usually get it to 90% before I put it into career. If I want to kind of get a direct done build in there, and then that will allow me to do the last 10% as I find out what new parts we get and what we need. So, but as you can see, that's there. And then you can enable the tracks here, and so the tracks are actually controlled like real tracks with you control the tracks independently. So as you can see, I get space on. So do that, and it only does a 180-degree rotation on the cab, but you can do in place turns, as you can see. So you just rotate the whole cab, and then you could do essentially a 360-degree pick. I could use velocity pivots, but sometimes they get buggy. This is just kind of tried and true and doesn't cause problems. So that's kind of why I want that. And as you can see, I can rotate my tracks around while I'm staying in position if I wanted, and should have no problem going where I want and mining whatever. This fits on my low loader. I have to put the video out. If you guys want to, let me show you really quick. Did I upload it? I don't think I uploaded it. I'll upload the video later. I'll show you something, guys, really quick. Just part of it. I'll give you a sneak peek, and then hopefully I'll get that out later. I'll watch my show, and then I'll hammer out some of this crap that I have left to do. Where you at? I'm just looking at my other monitor, kind of finding what I need, where it is. Okay, here it is. All right, so this is going to be a little sneak peek at the just give me a shout if you guys can hear the video playing. Excavator. So this is what I'm going to use to transport the excavator to the mines. I do have a Discord, so Dr. Daniel. Let me send you the link here. And we'll hook up to the LL53 wide load, and we'll drag it out here onto the runway, and then we'll use that to load up the excavator. All right, let me know if you guys can see that video. All right, so let's there's the Discord link. No clip back over here. We'll bring in the
so
good.
Kind of accelerate. So this is my LL53 low loader trailer,
right,
and talking over myself.
Set the brakes.
So this is my. I'll put the video up probably tonight, you know, or later. We'll see. So this is the LL53. I made some wing extensions on it because, of course, all my construction equipment's extra wide, and so you notice it works like a real one. You drop it on the ground, you drive ahead, you have your tongue. And then, as you can see, the excavator is coming up. Let me check OBS. Okay. And so you put the excavator on like so. Front end loader will go on here. The mining truck might be too wide. They have these I-beam trailers that go down the center of the. They go down the center between the tracks or the wheels. And all it is an I-beam, and then you would attach the I-beam. So I might have to make an I-beam trailer for some of these things too, especially the larger stuff. They do I-beam trailers. And so you hook that on, you tie it down, and then you connect the gooseneck back up. So this works really well now. I had issues before with connectors, so I'm using 3 hard points, so triple hard points, making it really nice and strong. I need to put in a system that it can't really cross connect. Yeah, I can't really cross connect, so I don't really have to worry about cross connection, but I might put a cross connection prevention system in there. And let me turn the volume back up so you can hear it connect.
So I also want to let's check this. I want to get see the goosenecks now right on the money. Let's go ahead and connect it.
And so I'm just wiggling the gooseneck
to connect Let's kind of
orientation to try to get it to grab. Thank you, appreciate that, Mr. G. So it's really close. It just needs a little. You need to kind of orient it, wiggle it a little to get the hard point in the right orientation. Then it will grab.
Launch falls. All right, let me. I'm just gonna kind of shake it forward a little bit. See if
so I think I'm a little bit too close to it.
Let's see why we're not attaching here.
I can't remember why. Try to get it.
And so that connector is
see it's wiggling because it's trying to.
Okay, good.
There it goes. It just grabbed. You see how smooth it is with using hard points to connect.
All right,
One thing to note is the connectors.
The foot is raised.
Connectors are very strong connection, and the problem with that is as you try to break a connector's connection, that's when you get a lot of physics issues. A hard point is much softer connection. You actually have more play, so you can move. You can actually look sometimes in the hard point. If you're pulling at a hard point, it might have like a ½ meter gap in it, or a ½ meter gap in it, and that allows you, that little bit of play allows it not to have physics problems and freak out. As you can see, what I'm going to do here is I have my ropes are a little bit slack right now. I'm just looking at some of the comments here that I didn't see.
I don't want too much pressure on them. I just want to take the slack out.
Yeah, I'm curious, Mr. G, if they're going to add different hoppers. What I think they should do is, if it's reading a zero signal as in it's empty, I would hope that you can just, if it's reading a zero signal, it then allows a new ore in it. That would be my preference, because especially with the ore, you can click on it and then take the ore out by hand. So say if there's one left in there, you should be able to like manually take it out and throw it on the ground and then fill it with ore, and now it's dedicated to ore. That would be a cool way to do it, I think. The one thing I've been kind of hoping they would do is I was kind of hoping that they would make it so that if you turn the hopper upside down, they put a trigger on there, and the stuff will fall out the top of the hopper. That way you don't need funnels, because that would be nice. Let's see, just going through chat here. Yeah, the 11 gears works well. I went through the gearing ratios, and I think I put a couple overdrives on there. So I went through my gearing spreadsheet, which is thick and dense and boring, but it having 11 gears gets it up to a reasonable speed. Of course, you know, it's a lot faster than the real one is. You see the trailer dancing. That's because when I changed the connector from connector to hard points, I broke my connection that allows me to shut off the brakes on the trailer. So to kind of a testament of how strong the Mack Pinnacle is, the brakes on the trailer are on. So there's 4 wheels with, I think, a grip level of 5. And the Mack Pinnacle pulls it with this sitting on top of it, no problem. It's dancing because the brakes are all locked up. So that's why it's dancing. So if the brakes, so I've already fixed that. So if the brakes are working, it won't dance like that. That's just because it had the brakes on. So actually, you can see me spinning tires. That's because I'm dragging the trailer with the brakes on. So let's, okay, so this is kind of cool. You can watch it in the video later, but see how we're getting close to hitting the bottom? So this is something you actually do with these gooseneck trailers, is you'd set the brakes, you get outside, you go to the back, and the cool thing with a gooseneck is when you raise or lower the gooseneck, you can actually raise the orientation of the trailer. And so that allows you to go off-road and not bottom out. So you don't low center the trailer. So as you can see, we're over it. So now you get back out and you would change the orientation. You can see the brakes are locked up on the trailer. I put a wide load sign on the back. I don't know if it's supposed to be wide load or oversized load, but I put wide load because it's fewer letters. And you know, I hand painted the letters, so it would be harder if it was oversized. Let's kind of advance through here. And then so you know, this video I'll post it so you can kind of see, but I'll just kind of zip through and kind of see. So here's Triton, gonna lift it. My hope, we'll see if I stick with this, but my hope is to load up the front end loader. There's no way that the mining truck is coming on this. It's just too big. It's way too heavy. I could empty the coal out, but it's gonna be, I can't fit them all on there. I'd have to put it in the helipad, which isn't happening. But I should be able to load the front end loader and the excavator onto Triton. And so kind of my fantasy is to bring those two and Katie down, probably send them down there and then put them on the island. Those dualies have, I think, a grip of either 2 or 5. Usually I think they're 2. If you look at my dually tutorial in my videos, I think I have them set XML to 2. My whole hypothesis is, you know, as a professional truck driver and kind of understanding how the grip, you know, is IRL, it seems that the tires are about half as grippy as they should be. If you double the grip, we'll see you later, Mr. G. Thanks for hanging out. If you double the grip on the tires, they act realistically. And so if you need a little extra boost, like on my mining vehicles, I tend to go to 5. And the reason I go to 5 is the reason I go to 5 grip on like that mining truck was because I only have 4 tires. And so those would be enormous tires. And in game, a higher, I'm trying to think of the best way to put it, a higher gear ratio is bad to climb up a hill in game. All right, in game, it is good to have a high gear ratio to climb up a hill. That is wrong in real life. In real life, you want to go to a low gear ratio to climb up a hill. So in order for me to overcome that error, essentially, I way over grip something that has a small number of tires. So like my mining dump truck that I just showed you, that has to have a grip of 5 in order to get enough grip to go in and out of the tunnels. It probably could go less, but I like to have that. So see how there's a big gap between the hard points? That's nice because that would cause a bunch of jittering and really bad physics issues if you use connectors, because without the gap, it would be connected too hard. It wouldn't have enough give, and so that give actually allows you to not have a ton of physics issues. So as kind of miserable as it is that you can see a gap in there, it allows you see how it's allowing it to shake and move. That makes it so that it doesn't break anything. And so that's why I like to use something like a hardpoint connector. Is it gives you a little bit of leeway so you're not breaking things. It gives you flexibility, essentially. You know, it makes the connection not brittle. All right, so accelerate this really quick. As you can see, get this loaded up onto Triton. It might not be able to get the front end loader on here too. I'd have to rotate this, put the arm up here. Front end loader is pretty big too, so it would be kind of nice to take a piece of construction equipment down there just for funsies. And then I just take it for a little spin. No, I don't. I just take pictures of it. So that is the low loader 53. That is all that. So I appreciate you guys watching. Really fun to hang out. I had a fun stream. I'm excited about that SU-25 again. I really wanted to get excited about it again. A lot of the times I get discouraged with builds that are broken and kind of getting back into them. It can be really can be not fun until you get it where you want it. And so that SU-24, as you can see, is really, really good. So that should be hopefully, nothing's finished, but that should get it to the point where I can get it into the Stormworks Warzone and play with that. And so once that's in Stormworks Warzone, I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. So again, I really appreciate you guys coming and watching. It makes it a lot of fun for me to have people involved. And so I will see you guys in the next one. I think I'm going to be doing a lot more of these lives. I work quite a few hours. I work 50 to 60 hours a week. So most of my video making is on the weekend. And so once I have my videos done for the week, that's when I can kind of do some more live stuff. I play Tarkov with my friends, so that's I've been doing a bunch of those live streams as well. So if you want to come in and hang out on those as well. So appreciate you guys coming out and watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.